Okay, guys, we are live. So for those listening at home, welcome to the Live from the Sword Coast podcast. My name is Kevin Madison, and I will be your friendly dungeon master this evening. Tonight, we are continuing on with our ongoing campaign. Actually, we're not. We're playing... Welcome to the Live... I knew I was going to hear myself in the goddamn background. That's why I was focusing on that, and then as soon as I hit to check the stream, I was like, I'm pretty sure I forgot to mute it. So tonight we are playing session 2 of Jeff Talanian's very cool Astonishing Swordsmen and Sorcerers of Hyperborea. And tonight we started last week playing an adventure, Rats in the Walls, from the most recent release of modules, Rats in the Walls and Other Perils. Last week, there was only 2 brave Hyperborean heroes who set forth to try and deal with a threat that is bedeviling the silvery eel. But tonight, we have 3 more heroes who have joined the fray. So why don't I go in the order that I've... let's see, we'll go with the guys who were on last time, and then we'll go to the new guys. You can tell us who you are, who you're playing, and how long you expect your character to live tonight. So first up is Greg.
Well, I'm Greg, and I'm playing Andromeda, Amazonian Paladin. And I expect myself to live forever because I'm a paladin.
Damn right. In the grace of Artemis.
That's right.
Oh, man. I wonder how much XP you get by passing pamphlets of Artemis around door to door. Next up is Jeff.
Hi, I'm Jeff, and I'm playing Tulagak, and he is a illusionist. And I expect to live at least through this session because I have continuity armor.
Nice.
And I'm drinking the Dalmore 12-year-old tonight.
All right.
Awesome.
All right. So next up is George.
Oh, I'm George. I'm playing Daishu, who is a Lemurian magician, straight pure magician, who has heard of some issue with rats and has arrived to lend whatever hand he can.
Nice.
You're a lemur?
I am Lemurian.
A lemur? No, he's a Lemurian.
Yes, exactly.
That's monkey business.
I'm a lemur.
That's
Just wanted to show you guys off.
You suddenly turned Ash into a furry game. Oh, God.
That's all we need.
Next up is Dave.
Hey everybody, I'm playing Rolf Stierson, a Viking rune graver, who apparently is a fearsome warrior and being groomed to take over as his clan's rune master. So we'll see how that goes.
Very cool. And last but not least is Steve-O.
Woo! Playing the mad Gregor Kravenson, Hunter Extreme.
Outstanding. All right, guys. So let's go to the map here for the silvery eel, and we're going to start in medias res here. So the silvery eel, let me give for the new players, let me give you a sense of what the silvery eel looks like. The map you see there is a pretty good representation of what where are we going here? There we go. Of the layout for some of the docks of Chromarium. And I'm going to start with the box text that I used last time. Renowned is the city-state of Chromarium, the most culturally disparate city in all of Hyperborea. In Chromarium, one can enter almost any watering hole and expect to encounter Vikings, Celts, Eskimo, Picts, Amazons, and Cimmerians, or dusky-skinned Ixian capped in tattered velvet. I apparently can't read. Drinking and mingling. Occasionally seen is a gaunt Hyperborean garbed in mail or a dusky-skinned Ixian caped in tattered velvet. Local fishermen and sailors of mixed ancestry also flock to Chromarium's dockside taverns. They drink before launch and upon return, bitter ale, rancid whiskey, and sometimes an expensive bottle of pomegranate wine if the seas prove bountiful. Notwithstanding, the tavern called the Silvery Eel appears to be vacant this evening. As your party drop your gear to the floor and seat yourselves at a battered table of pine, something seems amiss. A middle-aged barkeep stokes the fire and seems to nervously study the door at the back of the tavern. He seems to be the only person in this entire establishment, and he does not seem. He's made notice of you, but has not made any indication that he's going to be trying to reach you. Steve and let's see here. Watch, I'll go by your character names here. Gregor, Daishu, and Rolf. Would you kindly give me a D6 roll each, please? Lower is better. Of course. Yes, sorry, Steve. Nice. There you go, Rolf. So you guys all sit in, and Rolf, you're sitting down and kind of, I think your eyes are focused on the barkeep, trying to like catch his eye to get him to come over. And that's when you can hear there's the sound of some kind of like it's weapon on something or other, and someone running in mail. And at that point, you see running from the kitchen, you see two rather unusual looking characters. One is a tall, statuesque blonde woman with big long braids, dressed in. She's wearing chainmail. Is that right?
Scale mail.
Scale mail, wielding a shield with a big holy symbol on the front, and carrying a sword?
Longsword.
A longsword. And behind her is a really unusual looking character with a big heavy cloak on, and his swarthy skin suggests an Inuit or Eskimo ancestry. So they run in, and looking over, I think that Tulagak, you look over, and actually you and Daishu know each other.
Oh,
Okay, cool.
You guys have served together before. Daishu and Gregor and Rolf, I'm going to assume that you guys all you guys have just kind of come back from a tour of duty as a caravan guard or something like that. Okay. You're broke. This is probably one of your regular watering holes. And you see them there. So, Tulagak, I'll leave it to you. And
absolutely.
Yeah.
Daishu, old friend.
Tulagak, what is happening here? Something seems amiss.
Yes, for sure. There's a rat infestation.
Of course there is. Things are so much better back in Lemuria.
You can actually see as you look around, there's a bunch of places that are like patched over with either stuff with straw, or there's wood that's been sort of hammered over the holes.
These are not your average rats. They're giant and evil.
Do they come in are they work in packs?
Yes, packs of them. It's horrific. We could definitely use your help, and I'll show them like bloody quarterstaff with rat blood on it.
I see. Do you think they are ensorcelled in some way?
Possibly.
I see. Well, thankfully the rest of us have survived the caravan. We lost a few, but their names are no longer needed to be pronounced. Now they are dead.
So who are these your friends here?
Are there any of these guys that Tulagak has met before, or no?
I don't think so. It's up to you guys.
Okay.
I'm not really fussed. Oh, you know what? Can I get Steve and George? Would you mind changing your display names to be your character names?
Yeah. Totally.
Just for the sake of your very forgetful DM.
Totally. And myself. I might forget who I'm playing.
Yeah. Nice. Okay, thanks, guys.
These are Rolf and Gregor. You can introduce yourselves to Tulagak. He is a good man.
Would you be
Me, Gregor.
in helping with a rat infestation?
How do you two feel about rats?
Good in soup.
Pro, con. Oh, yes.
Mostly con.
Good. And you, Rolf?
I'm always good to help. You guys hurt?
Now,
Look 'em over.
do not worry, Tulagak. Rolf is very, very anxious, and he speaks very quickly. Do not take that for a lack of enthusiasm. When you know him as well as I do, you will see.
Nice.
That blood yours? Do you need healing?
No, I am fine. Thank you for the offer.
Making sure.
So let's step out of the scene for a moment, and because I fucking forgot, we've got 2 players tonight who are brand new to Astonishing Swordsmen and Sorcerers of Hyperborea. That's of course
great.
Dave and Steve-O. So, guys, this game is basically it uses either parts of first edition AD&D and parts of second edition AD&D as a starting point, but this is a more modern version of either of those games. Oh boy, someone's cracking out the chainmail. Nice.
That's awesome.
Now, because you were willing to weather the chainmail throughout this, I'm going to give you a reward for that, Dave, in game too. Now,
Okay.
if you guys have both played, I think AD&D before, you're going to find a lot of it familiar. Even like modern D&D, you will find a lot of it to be familiar. When you're doing attack rolls, you're going to roll a D20. I've set up both of your sheets, so your sheets are completely automated. You just need to go to the type of attack you're using, if it's a missile or melee, and we'll talk about how that works. The combat system is a little more detailed than what you may be used to, but it's very, very easy to learn. And once we go through one round of it, it'll make sense to you. Each of you guys, so Gregor doesn't have any cantrips, so you don't need to worry about that. But Rolf, you do have cantrips. Now, this, for those listening at home, this is a house rule that I implemented. It's not part of the core rules. But Rolf, what cantrips did you choose? You do get Thaco. Well, we don't use Thaco in this game because of the character sheet is so good. But yeah, effectively.
Oh man, I wanted the Thaco tonight.
Sorry. What cantrips did you choose, Rolf?
Rolf is choosing from the priest cantrips, and he went with Holy Shield.
Nice, okay.
Which is protecting an ally within 20 feet of the caster, and Divine Guidance, which gives an ally within 20 feet +1 to attack rolls, and anticipating that the rats might get the best of someone, took Prayer for the Dying.
Nice. Good call.
Awesome. That's great.
Okay, so one of the ways where this game particularly differs, though, is it's not only just the system. Like the system, one of the interesting things is there's no multi-classing, but there are a bunch of really interesting classes that effectively are multi-class classes. So you've got a class called the Warlock that is effectively like a warrior mage. There's a class called the Purloiner, which is a like rogue cleric. There's Lejardamanist, which is a warlock, sorry, a rogue magician or rogue mage. And then there's a bunch of other really specific classes where they've sort of there's ideas that D&D kind of like can put together that they've split out to make 2 different classes. So, for instance, there is a Barbarian class which very much plays like, Conan, to be honest. It's if you want to play Conan, you play the Barbarian. If you want to play a raging warrior like a D&D Barbarian, you play a class called a Berserker. Similarly, they've separated out the 2 ideas of the like foe of the enemies of man that rangers can be, and the like friend and hunter to animals that rangers can be. So the hunter that you're playing, Steve, is kind of like some of the elements of what you would recognize as a ranger, but not all of them. But the other kind of class, the ranger, it actually has it has specific knowledge and bonuses when fighting otherworldly things. So it's a neat, like there's, I think 16 or 17 different classes in addition to the core classes. So like there's about 20 different character classes you can play in it, all of which are extremely thematic and very like swords and sorcery, feel to them. The significant other difference with Astonishing Swordsmen and Sorcerers from other D&D games is that it basically takes the source material that D&D was created from, and it cuts out all of the Tolkien references and the Tolkien imitators. So this is based solely on the works of Robert E. Howard, of Clark Ashton Smith, and H.P. Lovecraft. So it's got like, there's only humans in here. There's only human different classes. There are non-humans, but they're horrible fucking monsters. You know, there's also, it has a lot of the creatures you see in Cthulhu mythos. That stuff is definitely here as well too. The Migo, the Elder Things, the, you know, Tsathoggwas is a god that's worshipped. Cthulhu is a god that's worshipped. So it creates a much more humanocentric kind of, you know, pulpy sword and sorcery vibe. So when you combine that with a really unique character classes with that sort of sensibility and that setting, it makes for a really, really unique game. One way that I play up the pulpy element as well, if Dave and Steve, you guys are familiar with the hero points or the meta currency that I introduce in most of the games I run. This has a thing called Astonishing Fortune. And everyone starts a session with a point of Astonishing Fortune. So all of you guys get a point of Astonishing Fortune, and then I often award extra if someone does something special. For instance, Arlen Walker, who plays in our regular ongoing game. Got to make sure I do that if Arlen happens to watch.
That's right, yeah.
He always writes a poem for his character that his character has written in universe. So he gets an extra point of Astonishing Fortune. And Dave, if you're wearing fucking 20 pounds of metal through the session, you get a point of Astonishing Fortune as well. So Rolf,
I might also take some notes and write some skaldic heroic poetry.
Nice, excellent. So what you can spend Astonishing Fortune on is to re-roll the dice, to automatically succeed on a save, to make a small edit to a scene, or to not die. So if something happens that will kill you, like, you know, your DM being a dick and sending a bunch of toads after you, you could spend a point of Astonishing Fortune to avoid that.
Is that a Sir Albus reference?
It is. It's the only time I've ever killed a character off screen. So
Hey, he should have known. It was like 2 minutes till quitting time. We can't stay and fight. You know, we got to wrap up here.
Yeah, we don't. He and I talked it over, and I think that like there was, I think there was enough warning as to like that element is fucking hot. Do not touch it, and he chose to touch it. So, but anyway, you could spend the point of Astonishing Fortune for that. Yeah, and then you gain it by basically like doing great role playing, doing whatever, you know, the normal stuff that I award meta currency for. What else? It is an OSR game. So this is an old school game. So, and I run it as such as well. So you will want to, you know, you want to be thinking more in your AD&D mindset than you will in your D&D. The game is, you have your Astonishing Fortune because the game is not incredibly forgiving. It's not often that you roll save or suck. It's save or die. You know, energy drain, you lose a fucking level with that stuff. It's not a matter of like, oh, I got a temporary level of whatever. No, something's drinking your soul away. What else?
The encounters aren't necessarily balanced for the party.
Definitely.
So
yeah.
Running away is not a bad thing sometimes.
Definitely not. No. And then what else? The other thing mechanically I'll mention as well is that this rather than having like, you know, 18/whatever and you know those crazy things that used to be in AD&D, this game has streamlined all the physical attributes, so your stat bonuses are kind of the same, and they've also introduced a mechanic called feats. Attribute feat. So it'll be strength feat, dexterity feat, constitution feat. Those are a number on a D6 or less that you need to roll to make a successful test. So if I'm, you know, you want to like force a door open, or you want to, I don't know, like jump from one building to another, I might ask you to do a strength or a dexterity test. And you can do that directly on your character sheet. It's there. And then there's also a thing called a feat. And a feat is like this is the crazy cinematic moment where you do something that like no one thought you could do. So those are like, if you remember from AD&D days, guys, the bend bars, lift gates stuff from strength. That's what those two things replicate, but it's spread across all the physical attributes. And then I also use that often. There's a mechanic called non-standard tests. Each of you guys have a secondary skill, and we just kind of use that as a thematic or as a narrative tool to figure out what your character would know. You know, and then when we're making we need to make a test for something that would like be a skill check or something like that in some other game, we just figure out what the difficulty of that would be, and I'll tell you what you need to roll or less on a D6. So, and that's it. I mean, otherwise you'll see. I mean, the game has a much, yeah. I mean, it otherwise plays very, very much like old school D&D. It plays very quickly, and it's a real shit ton of fun as well, especially with such great role players as I've got here. So, anyway, I have intruded enough, so you guys all have your point of astonishing fortune. Rolf, Gregor, and Daishu, what say you? There is a threat of rats, apparently.
The first thing I do is start casting, which none of you find strange. Like, he just doesn't even say anything. He just starts casting, and he's mumbling. You don't know if it's actually part of the incantation. He mumbles a lot. Like, for just a brief moment, you all see, like, some kind of, like, ghostly image of armor kind of appear around him and scintillate for like a millisecond and then disappear. And so I cast Sorcerer's Armor on myself to begin. And it's an interesting spell because the duration is like forever until you take a certain amount of damage.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
So I'm going to give it a try and see how it works.
Excellent. And George, what cantrips? You have Daishu as cantrips as well. What?
So I took Occult Apparition, so I could make some cool, similar to what I just did.
Yep.
I took Blade Ward, which I like and may be effective, especially being squishy. And I also took Dissonant Whispers because I am Daishu is very worried about rival spellcasters.
Excellent, cool. I'm looking forward to seeing how that one plays out.
Yeah, same here.
Cool. Okay, so and Dissonant Whispers is kind of like it's a version of kind of counterspell. So it's not as effective as what a counterspell or dispel magic would be, but it's it can be quite effective. Greg,
Actually,
someone in chat, your employer says hi.
Nice.
Okay, so and Sean's up. I'm not sure if you're still here, Sean. Hi, Sean. Okay, so then, guys, what? One thing I did notice, and I don't know if this was because you guys forgot or whether you're withholding this information, but there was also an offer of reward for clearing this out. You may recall that Gilles, the proprietor of the Silvery Eel, he's offered his wife's pearls, a 2,000 GP value as a reward for clearing them out. Though you guys, I think, said, no, keep your money. We'll do it for free.
At the time being, yeah. Oh, yeah. As long as we get the XP for the gold piece value, I'm 100% fine with the dude keeping his pearls.
Nice. So then, what do you think, Gregor, Rolf, and Daishu?
I'm ready to kill some rats.
You are talking to the right man.
Excellent, Rolf. Are you on board?
I have many axes that need some bloodletting.
Nice.
This shall be fun. Take us to the rats, Tulagak.
Okay. So do you guys want to, you don't have to do this in character if you don't want to, but you're free to do that. Do you want to tell them what happened last time?
I actually asked because I wanted to know what we're in for. So what, Andromeda and Tulagak, what did you experience with these rats?
I mean, is this like right at the end of last session?
Yeah, I'm assuming
we've just come up, so we're all covered in rat blood
and smoke as well, too. Like
smoke, yeah,
Right.
And smoke.
Yeah.
We were
very curious about that.
We were a little frightened.
No, that's fair.
Yeah. So we'll explain, just sort of retell the little tale of the. What did we use? Oil?
Yeah.
Lantern oil.
We laid lantern oil as a trap on the floor, and then we lured the buggers out, and I threw some fire on there.
Do you remember where where that was?
Oh, in the ancient temple of the Hyperborean god underneath the inn.
Mm-hmm.
That's strange. Underneath this inn?
Underneath this inn.
Curious, do you think these rats have something to do with the temple?
Which god?
Aurorus.
A fickle one. I have a friend who worships Auroras.
Oh.
Who's on his way here, in fact.
Nice.
Was this an operational temple, or is it being used?
Long since abandoned. But there's something nefarious at work. I sense it.
It must
So
be
did you left there because you were outnumbered, or what happened?
Because we heard you upstairs. No.
The smoke, I think. I'm picturing it. You guys lit the thing and it burned all the rats, and you got the smell of like the smoke coming from the oil and the burning rats. So you're sort of like smoked out of the basement for the time being.
Yeah, we had to retreat because of the inferno that we set upon the stairs.
Well, then to get more oil, right?
And Rolf, you because of your role from before, you can smell like that. Yeah, there's for sure something burning.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't believe. I believe oil is not required. But my companion here
But it's fun.
has set all the rat swarms in the city ablaze. Now we are headed to find out just what is taken up residence inside the temple.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Okay.
And then dispatch it to the netherworld.
Now, the downstairs is not lit. So does anybody, I think last time, Tulagak, you were carrying the torch, if I remember, or the lantern.
We had a lantern, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Tulagak was carrying that. Do you want to continue carrying the torch for everyone?
Sure, yeah, I don't mind. I'm not very tough, so.
Okay. So unless you guys have anything you specifically want to do in the eel,
one question out of character is just so I make sure I know which class everybody is. I'm playing a magician. What's everybody else playing?
I'm an illusionist.
Right. Okay.
I'm an Amazonian paladin.
Cool. And Dave, you were a huntsman?
Steve's the huntsman.
Steve's a huntsman, okay.
And my character is a rune graver, but he comes across like a cleric.
Yep.
So he fights and has priest spells and.
What spell does he have anyway? I can't remember.
It's called Man. It's a command spell.
Oh, so it's okay. So Man is actually one of the runes. Oh, it's command. Okay, so what the way the rune graver works, Dave, is at every level you get to learn a new rune, and then basically what you do is you like cut your hand, and that allows you to activate it. And because you take hit point damage equal to the level of the rune you're activating, so you can cast the
like the command spell.
Yeah, basically the command spell
from the rune. Okay.
Yeah, and then what command does in this, one sec here, is caster ensorcels the target of the spell with a single word of command, a word the victim is compelled to obey. The caster and victim must understand the same language, and the command must be clear. Typical commands include die, fall, flee, jump, sit, sleep, stop. The victim will not actually die if commanded to do so, but may fall down and enter a state of unconsciousness. Creatures of above average intelligence, 13 plus, as well as those with 6 hit dice or more, are entitled to a sorcery saving throw, modified by the willpower adjustment. Undead and other mindless constructs are unaffected, and it will fail if you mistakenly speak a command of more than one word.
Who's your daddy?
All right. So that's what you can do. Yeah, defecate, exactly. All right. So let's move you guys to the basement then.
If you think about that, defecate, if he doesn't have to go, it could be like a half hour, like pull out a magazine.
I like the way you think. Tulagak, in ancient Lemuria, they would always put the magicians in the middle of the party. What do you think about this?
I think that is definitely a sound strategy.
So you guys are
carrying the torch.
The map is in the bottom left, guys. That's where you'll find your characters again. Sorry.
Got it.
I'll unsling my battle axe.
Nice.
Cool.
Hand axe on each hip and a dagger in my boot.
So
Oh, very well
the way that
owned.
your character is set up there, David, looks like he's actually. So you've got the rules for what do you call it for single attacks, but they've also got the other ones there with the negatives. That's when you're dual wielding.
Yeah.
Like dual wielding, it is set by what your the size of the weapon and what your dexterity stat is.
Right.
That's how you figure out what the penalties are.
Sounds like we don't need penalties right now, so
We should avoid those.
throwing that out there.
So you guys come down the stairs down into the basement, and this is what you find down there: is a room that is full of crates and boxes, some of which have been smashed. There is a spray of blood on the ground as well, too, like a fairly sizable pool that looks a little dried and a little smeared. But the thing of greatest interest to you is a large, like 5x5 slab of stone that has been actually pulled out of the ground, and then a enormous iron, or like rusted iron door has been pulled back, revealing a staircase that leads down beneath the surface of the basement floor.
Cool. And I'm only seeing 3 tokens total. It looks like me, Rolf, and Gregor.
You, Rolf, and Gregor. Who is not? Oh, hold up. Let me. I got to change one thing here. I got to change a couple things here. Hold up.
Yeah,
Sorry.
and I only see black other than that.
Oh, okay. Wait a sec here. So Rolf is Dave's character. Boom.
Yeah, I like to see Steve,
So I'm just gonna
Greg,
change
and
that.
myself.
Okay.
And myself.
Yeah, I had to set up the characters, and only George can see Daishu. That's right. And Gregor. You need to be edited, Gregor. Where are you? Boom. Gregor. There you are. Okay, George, what can you see now?
I only see myself now.
Okay.
Now, hold on a second. Let me
Oh,
see.
you know what? I think I did. Hold up. I think once again,
I'm alone once
I
again.
get to complain about fucking. Oh no, you got sight.
Something, and I just got kicked out of Roll20 altogether.
Uh-oh. That was my critical hit.
You got me. That was a quick game. Thanks, guys. Here, I come back in.
Can you see everyone now?
All right, let's see. No, I only see myself. Fun.
why?
D20
What?
is just...
I think I might know the problem. And the problem is between keyboard and chair of your DM. Because, boom, I'm a fucking dummy. go.
Yes, I see everything now.
Can everyone see now?
Yeah.
How about I give Tulagak his actual his lantern? So there you go. You guys can all see now. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Cool.
So it's the bottom left of the screen for.
Oh, there. Yeah. Now I can see.
Okay. So that is the thing. And then there is that spiraling staircase leading down. Now, the staircase itself is only about 5 feet wide, so only one of you will be able to comfortably go down at a time, which means we get to do one of my favorite things in OSR games is the marching order.
Mm-hmm.
So who is going to be going down first, guys?
I will.
It's Andromeda.
Excellent.
Oh, yes. And Andromeda, of course, has the shield goes out, what, 5 feet, right?
Yeah, I think so. It's torchlight.
Okay. So what do you have that activated right now?
Once we head down the stairs, I'll
Okay. So
I'll
do this.
like heft the shield, sword over top, and then just start shining it
Okay.
as we
So
cut through the
let's-
smoke.
Nice.
FYI, as a huntsman, I'm pretty stealthy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Pretty
Would
stealthy,
you-
and also the huntsman. George, you will appreciate this.
Yeah.
Having a huntsman reduces your chance of surprise by 1.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Would you want to? Would you feel comfortable scouting ahead first to see what may await us?
If you like, I can do that.
What does everybody else think?
Sure.
So you have to give Gregor the lantern. Then I mean that. So he's not going to be.
We'll be hiding in shadows.
I don't know. So how hardy does this Gregor fellow look?
He's pretty tough. He's you know, I mean, mechanically, a huntsman is a fighter subclass, so he is, you know, he's pretty.
I don't want to send him off to his death, right?
You know what I'll do, guys? Just because some folks are new to this, let me. I'll let you all see each other's health bars as well too. I should have said this last time. Boom. Boom. Hold on. Oh, so they changed. Huh. Yeah. They changed the display options on the tokens for Roll20.
How tall are you guys?
I'm short. I'm like 5'3", 5'4".
Yeah.
I'm getting the impression that everyone but the Amazon might be short to me.
Yeah, I'm 5'11".
That's possible.
Rolf's 6'4" and 231.
Wow.
232.
Nice.
He's a tough dude. Okay.
He's a big dude.
So who's going down then? You can assume the smoke has cleared now, guys. You waited enough time so that it is burned out. You can see the charred remains, even just poking down. You can see the charred remains of the rat corpses that lie still on the stairs. And the way it goes down is that it's as if it's like a small pit that goes down first. But what Andromeda and Tulagak tell you is that once you get down a little further, it then opens up into this massive temple complex.
So why don't we let Gregor go first, and then we'll stop at the part where it opens up into the larger area so that the light is not giving away.
Sure.
Right? And then he can do as he chooses to finish the rest of the stairs. I tell him to be cautious because the last 30 feet of stairs is covered in blood and could be slippery. And corpses. There'll be a lot of corpses.
The difficulty that Gregor will have is that he can't see in the dark.
Right.
And
that was kind of what I was worried about. Like, I don't know that there is a way to be stealthy for us to investigate once we actually get into the temple itself, because it's just pitch black.
Yeah.
Right.
I see.
Yep.
I'll let one other person carry a torch you guys may have torches.
I can go with him and have the shield illuminating him.
Yeah.
So we have torchlight, right? And I'll just stay sort of behind him.
Okay, so the shield actually only gives off 5 feet of
right
of light. So it's really not a huge light in a 5 foot radius. So it's not a huge let me I'll just step you outside the light here to show you.
Is the battle axe a one-handed weapon?
Battle axe you can wield 1 or 2. If you have two-handed, it does 1d8, I think. So you can actually use it one-handed. You can dual wield with it, or you could grip it with 2 hands and do a little bit more damage.
Yeah, like my longsword does a D8 and then a D10 two-handed.
Yeah. Okay. So where is it here?
So what I did in that instance, Dave, I actually just created 2 separate entries on my weapon combat, so that because it automatically calculates your damage and everything.
Oh, so Dave, your battle axe does 1d8 in one hand and does 1d10 in 2.
Okay.
You also have, because of your armor, you have damage reduction 1. So you'll reduce every time you take damage, you reduce it by 1.
Okay.
And it's physical damage, not magical damage, if I remember.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's have the first person go down just to start seeing what's down there. So Andromeda, boom.
By the way, the first person go down is code for
the
first person who goes down.
So you get past that, Andromeda, and let me make a listen check for you here. Let's see what. Oh boy. So you get down there and you're listening, straining, and you don't even hear the chittering and screeching of the rats that you heard before. It's complete silence down here. The only thing you can hear is the footfalls of your heavy boots as they.
Artemis guides me. I don't need anything else.
Exactly.
Right.
So, who is next heading down then, guys?
Well, let me ask this: is there anybody of a greater stature who wishes to take up the rear, so Tulagak and I can be in the middle, or would you like us to be in the back? Because I'm not going to be in the front.
You're not going to the front. You want to go down, and you want to be either in the middle or behind.
Yes.
All right.
It's better for everyone.
Daishu and Tulagak, if you want to stand behind me, as long as there's nothing behind us, you should be safe.
Sounds good. And like literally every time I'm standing by Rolf, I have to like go like this to try to see around him to see forward because he's so or like, and I have to like go down under between his legs and kind of look at what's happening because he's so huge compared to me.
Rolf, do you only have your just the battle axe out, or are you dual wielding or what?
It's just going to use the battle axe, and you know what? I think I'll carry a torch too, just in case.
I'll give you another option here. So this is one of the other neat things about this game is that they codify a bunch of neat combat maneuvers in here. And one of the things you can do is if you've got a second weapon in your offhand, you can use that to give +1 to AC.
So
not as effective as a shield.
A hand axe as like a parrying.
Yeah, it doesn't give you a bonus for missile attacks, but it does give you a bonus against melee.
Okay.
So the offside would be is you're not going to do as much damage with your battle axe, but the upside is you're going to have that little bit of AC bonus.
I like it.
Okay. So Rolf, Rolf, you're next down. Hold on. Grab the wrong guy. Boom. Following down Andromeda, and then so we got some light going. Tulagak. Wow, is the next one going down?
Yep. Cool.
Then, boom, Daishu. And I'm assuming the archer is going to be want to kind of have the highest vantage point. Is that correct there, Steve-O?
Yeah.
Okay. Now for Steven, I don't think Rolf, you've only got the 1/1 attack, but one thing you'll notice, Steve, is you've got an attack rate for some of your weapons at 3/2. What that means is just like in AD&D, you get to make 2 attacks, like 1 attack on the first phase and 2 attacks on the second one. What we do just to keep it simple is that's even odd round. So even if you don't make an attack on the first round, if your first time making an attack is on second round, you'll get to make 2 attacks with your weapon that round.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Okay. So you guys are making your way down here. And what you can see, guys, is this floor stretches, let's see here. This large temple area was where ancient Hyperboreans, let's see here, worshipped their favorite deity, or one of their favorite deities, Aurorus. And this is, I think, Tulagak telling you this, because I think he was the one who made the check or the non-standard test last time. What he gestures to the north there is that over here, there is an enormous statue with 3 faces, a woman robed, which is an altar to Aurorus, and in front of that are ancient manacles or chains that you could, as if you could chain some kind of either sacrifice or worshiper to in front of the altar. He gestures off, and you can see down here, these are crates. And they tell you that crates are sort of over here, and that's it. There are, if Tulagak moves a little further south here, boom, you can see there are stairs leading deeper down into the earth, even further down. And the peak of this, what you find is when the stairs, when you get past that initial kind of, like well, it opens up, and this is the peak of a domed roof that stands about 35 feet above the marbled surface below. Each of the things here, guys, that are kind of in dim light right now, these are massive pillars that support the sweeping kind of arched ceiling above you.
Does everything look like stable, or is this place look like we should be nervous at all about things might fall, or
Well, the crates themselves look weathered and old, and there's dust and stuff on them. So you would guess that they've been here for possibly centuries. Like they've been down here a very, very long time. They're not as old as the rest of the temple, though. The rest of the temple is actually in pretty good shape, although there is oversized rodent scat everywhere across the floor.
Barbecued.
Right. Well, there's that as well too. But also
Barbecue.
there's rat droppings. It seems as if the rats have been down here for quite some time.
I'm gonna just move a little bit closer to the statue of Auroras and say, "Great Auroras, we are about to bless your temple. You are
So you actually have to bring everyone with you to get over there if you're going to see. Now,
Okay.
if you want, do you have a torch or?
I do have a torch, actually. I have 3 torches, in fact.
That way, Tulagak will follow you.
Okay, cool. So, okay, great. And if we need it, I do have 3 torches.
Because he's kind of showing you around the space.
Why don't you do this? If you guys go ahead and move your tokens around. There's nowhere you can move that will cause problems. Oh, unless you move there, then you die.
Right on the sea.
That one square is the
That
death
one square. That's not the one.
I'll
I'll tell you guys to stop when you need to. Okay, so what you see before you is that massive statue of Auroras, and I didn't load it between now and last session, but that's what you can see there, guys.
Cool.
I actually had a question, Kev. So in old school, magic armor gave you a bonus to your saving throws. Does that apply to the shield?
Does the magic armor? I don't think so.
Various magic items, rings, cloaks, so forth.
I know Cloak of Protection does to both AC. It's a bonkers good magic item in this game.
I just was wondering if the bonus, the +1.
No, that's a good question. I actually don't know. Let's see here.
Probably like for AOE stuff stuff that I could use the shield to hide behind or something like that.
Like if you intentionally brace yourself behind it, then I'd probably give you a modifier, but it wouldn't. That would be just a situational thing, not
exactly. Yeah. Okay. But no, I just want to double check.
Yeah. That's right, because you got a +1 shield. That's right.
I do.
Pretty cool. So that's what you see standing before you. And that statue stands about where is it here? So the ceiling is 36 feet tall. The statue itself is 14 feet tall. So nearly 3 times some of your heights. And one face gazes south, and each of the others gaze to the east and to the west. And you see those iron shackles modeled with rust are bolted into the foot of the dais.
So when we investigated this last time, I'm assuming, because we didn't have the lighting thing turned on, there was a set of stairs that headed down. Is that south of the stairwell?
Yeah, if you move yourself, actually, you can inch yourself along there if you like with your light. God, I love dynamic lighting.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Okay, so as you get closer, a little further, come to me. There it is. Okay, so
I was just wondering where we saw it, and I'm not like going.
No. What you can, as you get close to that, and you picture yourself moving along, through this, you're in a sphere of light while everyone else is sort of off looking at this thing, and your new companions are drinking in this massive statue. What you can see is, first off, is what you can smell. There is a horrible, nauseating stench that comes from down there. So it wafts up as if like it was to the, this was an orifice leading into some enormous desiccated and rotting corpse.
Okay.
Further, the steps themselves, you can see only the top ones, I think, but they are littered with hundreds of droppings and appear sticky with urine.
Okay.
Now, one thing because so as a metagame thing, they actually they made some changes. When I say they, I mean Jeff Talanian made some changes to the actual adventure between the first time it was published and the most recent version. And because one of the changes was they actually changed the map. So the map you're seeing today is a little different than the one we were using last time. There's actually something that you would have noticed. There is a doorway over here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I'll concentrate and use my sense evil again.
Nice.
and see if I can get a sense of, because we used it upstairs and we got the sensation that something was living down here. Obviously, the litter and the debris and so forth would lead me to believe that it's down the stairs.
Yeah.
But.
And for the benefit of Dave and Steve, let's quickly just refresh it, because they actually, I really like the change they made to sense evil. So perspicacity, the evil most palpable. This is what his ability is. The nearby presence of a purely evil sorcerer, undead, demons, and other unclean spirits, particularly strong emanations, such as a malign artifact or the dominion of evil, may eclipse even lesser sensations. Note that this ability will not discern if another character is of evil alignment unless the character is about to commit the most vile act or is of a pure and intense evil. So the reason I like that is because it clearly sort of does a halfway point between what the old school one did and what new ones do. New ones generally, like, it detects extraplanar things. This does that plus evil intent. What you can sense, again, Andromeda, is from somewhere down there. There is a bit of a ambiance of that same feeling, that same sulfurous sensation that you got when you were detecting the daughter upstairs, Annie. But there is an even more pronounced sensation of that from downstairs. It's not a clear source you can see, but there is definitely that same stench, but much stronger, metaphysically speaking, of course.
Okay. So I sort of look over my shoulder to see what they're up to.
And they're sort of inspecting the statue. Gregor, I'm guessing, is keeping an eye out. What is Rolf doing?
Rolf's gonna... I was thinking about going this way, but I don't have any light, so I'm going to stay near the light and look around.
Okay. If any of you guys want to light a torch, you can assume you've got, I think, character torches on all your character sheets. Just let me know, and I'll add light for your character.
Yeah, he's got 2 torches. A tinderbox, or I could just light it with the existing torch, probably.
Yeah, the lantern. Well, Tulagak's carrying a lantern that they found in the basement.
Yeah, you know what? I'll just go one-handed with the battle axe and light a torch, and then I can...
Okay, yeah, let me...
That's a little extra.
Okay, torch radius is, I think, 20. Is that right? I'm looking at my handy-dandy DM screen, which I fucking love.
Yeah,
there we go. Rolf, you should have light now. Go ahead and try moving yourself.
Oh, yeah, it's working. Although it looks considerably bigger than a lantern. Is that correct?
Yeah. Yeah, the lantern does not give quite as much. The bullseye lantern doesn't.
The evil, I say out, I turn to them, especially as Rolf comes towards me, I'm like, the evil that we seek lies down these stairs. And you can just see me I'm chomping at the bit to go. Right?
Nice.
Can we be sure that there's nothing on this level? Because if we lead down the stairs and the wizards are in the back, you don't want them attacked from the rear.
Well, I believe most of what existed on this level, unless it is cowering in the shadows, came out when we... So basically, there were rats in these barrels, and we went down and lured them to the bottom of the stairwell, and then let out the conflagration, right? And then basically, they just burned them all up.
So you can see, Rolf, that there is a passageway there that seems to lead down.
Here?
So there's those stairs as well, and once you're that close as well, you can smell what Andromeda can smell. It's like the inside of a rotting corpse.
I gotta change my color. Rolf doesn't ping pink.
What?
Just letting you guys know.
Yeah,
Really?
that looks more appropriate. I just wanted to turn to Aurorus and say, "Great Aurorus, the deity of chaos, we're about to bless your temple with more chaos." And he creates an occult apparition of a bunch of rats, like a pack of rats, running, and then fire catching up with them, and them screeching and going in different directions. and then it all just goes away. Let us go.
Great. Let's see here. Greg,
I'll follow you guys.
Point out one more cool thing with this edition as well, Gregor. So there's also a thing of readying. So if you have a ready ranged weapon, like say a bow or a crossbow or something like that, you actually get to act before anyone else in initiative.
Awesome.
Yeah. Steve, I think Steve may be muted.
Awesome sauce. Yes.
Okay. All right. So what are you guys gonna do?
Tulagak, I am ready to go deeper. Are you?
Yes, let's go.
So we'll head toward Andromeda.
Okay. Well, so as the rest of them start to come around, now I feel like they've got whatever it was with that statue out of their system.
Yeah.
Right. So I issue a challenge down the stairs. I smash my shield on the ground. Heathen, foul creature, show yourself.
Okay.
So our approach is not stealth.
Oh no.
I like it.
Okay. So you do that,
Yeah.
and then what you hear from basically every corner of the room is this high-pitched woman's voice cackling. And it's coming from here, and then it's there, and then it's there, and then it's there. And it carries on. Like, I'm not going to keep doing it because I'm going to pass out otherwise, but that's what you keep hearing.
I say, foul creature. Your sorcery will not affect us. Artemis protects us. Coward.
Glad you're enjoying our antics here. Fodder for my children.
And it seems like the very top of the hall and echoing.
Yeah. I'm starting to wonder if do I have any way of knowing what I think Auroras would sound like?
Yeah, I think it's a good chance. Let's say
because that just doesn't sound like a goddess of chaos.
No,
but
give it a 5 out of 6.
Okay. Here we go. A 1.
Yeah, there's no way a god sounds like that.
Okay.
In fact, you would think that actually might be because you're a wizard. You think that this actually may be a spell. You can think of a spell that you could use to replicate this effect.
I see. Okay, so I'll just turn to the rest of the others and say that is some foul magic left behind. This has nothing to do with Auroras. So whoever controls these rats may have the power to cast other types of magic. We must beware.
Lies, says this in voice. Lies. My magics are from ancient times.
Show yourself, coward. Show yourself.
Come. My children need food.
Let's wait no longer.
Okay, so I take out another flask of oil and I spray it all over the sticky urine and stuff on the stairs.
Yep.
And I've said, one of you light this afire.
Rolf leans down and
so it's now ablaze, burning away the offal and or I guess the leavings and the urine, purifying it. So you stand before it, the flames flickering in your face. I
reach out with my blade and just put it into the flames.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. All right. What are you guys going to do?
Well, we let it burn out. I mean, it should burn out fairly quickly, right? It exhausts itself fairly quickly. And then at this point, then it looks like whatever was on the stairs is probably gone, right? Like,
yes. So it's pretty much you've burned it clean.
Okay. Well, then
these stairs are clean.
There we go. Down the stairs we go.
I don't even care about the rats anymore. I just want that voice to stop.
So why don't you guys make make yourself that basically if you take the size of the stairs there, go ahead and position yourselves on there, and then I'll transition you to the map where you're going to die. I mean, where we go next.
Whatever. No, we're not dying. We have Artemis.
Artemis is on your side.
That is right. That's all we need.
And Ymir.
And Ymir, yes, exactly.
Hey, Kev, are these stairs wide enough for us to go 2 abreast? Is that
2 abreast? Yep.
Yeah, okay, great.
Now let me see.
Steve, where does Gregor want to be? Does he want to be in the back, or does he want to go in front of us?
Gregor is sleeping.
No, he's run past us. What?
Sprinted down the stairs.
He's running all over. Gregor, are you okay?
Settle down,
Steve,
Gregor.
Steve may be muted again. Is all.
Hello.
Hello.
Gregor, I suppose I could go in the front, yes? Or, yes?
That's fine with me. I do not wish to be present.
Are you an archer, or what do you fight with, Gregor?
I am an archer and a spearman. My favorite weapon.
You might want to leave the front for the folks in armor.
I can do that.
So to give you an idea, Steve, so you can make a tactical decision here as well. You can fire past people. It's just that if you're firing at someone who's engaged in melee, there is a penalty, and then you might hit them. If you roll 1 to 3, you hit, or you potentially hit the ally.
Okay, good to know. What's the penalty?
-2.
The problem is that's on a D3.
Yeah,
-2.
that's right.
So what are you going to do? Is that the position we're sandwiching the?
I'm okay with. Yeah, that sounds good to me. I'm happy to move forward if you guys are all good.
Yeah, that'll be our marching order. We go down. We go.
All right. So as you start making your way down the stairs, you can hear the voice again speaks and says, "Yes, so hungry. Soon you will taste their rich blood." All right.
Okay, that is chilling.
Kev, you're
And I'm saying that out of character.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Like, Kev, you're creeping me out. Did you practice this all day?
I
Let me
just so
turn my
rarely
lights
get
down a little bit so I can actually wet my pants. All right.
I so rarely get
Exactly.
voices. Okay, 1 second here.
Well, I'm going to bolster my companions' morale since it looks like it's failing, as they seem to be shaking in their boots.
Yeah.
Like, vile creature, your doom is near. Say your goodbyes.
Okay. So as you make your way down, it smells even worse as you head down into it.
Ugh.
And this is what you see down there, guys. An enormous set of numbers on the floor.
Oh no, we're dead.
Yeah, slayed by the number 14.
I can't do math.
Okay. Math. Why?
No.
My oldest of adversaries. Okay, so as you guys are making your way down, the smell down here is even worse, if possible. It just suffuses your nostrils. You find yourself almost engulfed in it, almost as if you are gasping for breath, trying to just get this stench out of your nose. The bottommost steps are actually littered with skulls and skeletons, both human and semi-human. They suggest both men and they seem an amalgamation, forgive me, of man and simian as seen in the wilds of Hyperborea. The dreaded ape men, the creatures of primitive intellect said to congregate beyond the river Val, all appear to have perished in attitudes of fear and panic, the way their scattered remains seem partially making their way up the stairs, as if running towards you from across the centuries. Many of the bones, I think you can notice this, Gregor, have been gnawed by rats. What you see is you get the bottom there, Rolf and Andromeda, I think you're the first ones to see this. You can see that there are 8 cells that seem as if ancient dungeons. All save one are secured by barred iron doors. You can see through them quite easily. And each door is corroded with rust and rot. And each of the cells you can spot, there are skeletal remains of both men and ape men. Some of the skeletons you would recognize, and others are misshapen. They seem wrong and oversized. At the southwest corner, at the very edge of your torchlight, or your torchlight, I guess, Rolf, you can see there is a nest of debris, chewed wood and rope, shredded cloth, straw, mud, and bones. And then you hear that laugh. This time from the edge. And the only word that voice says, well, there's actually 2 sets of words. The first word, a singular one, a command. And you know it's not intended for you, but for her numberless children. Feed, she says. And let's see here. Boom. We actually discovered last time a pretty awesome token. And that was, of course, the fucking boom rat swarm token.
Cool.
And they come chittering out. Now, the other thing that a voice says, this voice, of course, being mine, is we got to roll for initiative. So, in this game, Steve and Dave, and actually, I'll have you guys take the roles of the rolling for surprise and rolling initiative, because this is your baptism by fire, by which I mean the other players will be happy to blame you if it doesn't go their way.
But there will be fire too, so it's both relevant. Yeah.
So, Steve, since your character is the one who, with his keen senses, can reduce. Normally, what I'm going to get you to do, Steve, is you're going to roll for surprise. You do that by rolling a d6, and normally on a roll of 1 or 2, then your party is surprised. Everyone in the party. But because of you are a huntsman and your keen senses, it's only if you roll a 1 that you are surprised. So why don't you give me a d6 roll there, Steve-O?
Feels good.
You just roll a 3.
Roll a 3, nice. And Dave, the way we customarily work this for initiative, we roll initiative every round, but before we do, we need everyone to declare their actions. Now, in this game, there are, like I mentioned, they break down each round is a little more tactical than it is in other versions of D&D. Each round, you can choose to take action on either a melee action, so you're going to attack someone in melee. You can use missile weapons, you can cast magic, or you can move. The round is divided into 2 different phases, and in each of those phases, we go through that segment in order. Melee, missile, magic, move. So the way you're going to declare, I think looks like Greg is typing his actions in. You'll see, yep, that's what you're going to do. You can choose, if you have more than 1 attack, like say for second round, some of you guys will, you can choose to front load those. You can choose to spread them across the round. The thing is, if you declare casting a spell and you are hit either on the melee or missile phase of the phase where you're casting the spell, you will lose that spell. It's an old school version. You can spend an astonishing point of astonishing fortune to not have that happen and not lose the spell. But yeah. So
and we get half our movement in an attack action.
Exactly. And the only ones if you're doing a melee attack, you can do half move each phase. If you're doing just strict move, you can move each phase, or you can double move. If you are casting magic, you have to move before you cast magic. If you are using a missile weapon, you cannot move if you want to attack at your maximum possible rate.
So I can cast in the first half and then move in the second?
No, if you declare either melee, missile, magic, or move. So if you're casting a spell, that's going to be your action for the round, and you also get to move. But because you are casting, you have to either move half your move and then cast a spell, or you have to cast your spell and then stay stationary for the rest of the round. Yeah. Okay. So the way that DriveThru did it there.
Okay.
Let me see here. I'm right, George. You can move and then cast your spell, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Like, is it move first phase or let's see here?
Yeah. So you can.
Yeah. So you can't move on the same phase, Dave. You can't move and cast a spell.
Right.
Right. But if I cast a spell in the first phase and then move, or
no, you can cast a spell and then you can hold an action. Casting a spell,
it takes you the whole round to cast your spell.
Okay, that's why. All right.
What you can do is you suspend the first phase, moving, and then what we go for each of the different phases. We go through the same order: melee, missile, magic, moves.
So then I can move it forward and then attack.
If you want to attack, yeah, you can move forward. Like that. That's within. It's only 5 squares. What's half your move? Is 15, isn't it? I think your movement rate is 40.
30 with armor.
30 with armor. Okay, so you can move 15. Yeah, as a half move, you can move 15. So you could move if what you want to do is do a melee attack, Dave. You could move in and then fucking whack these things in your first phase.
Assuming they're close enough.
Yep, looks like. I mean, where are you? You're second in the front there. Yeah, you would have. They're 15 feet away, and then what we do is we roll initiative, and that will determine whether they act first in each of those phases or whether you guys act first in each of the phases.
And if you guys want to like a detailed look at how that all works on the Ready Ref sheets that Kev sent in the last email on pages 10 and 11 has all of this in charts, so it's really easy to see. So Magic, you can see what you can do in each phase.
It sounds more complicated than what it actually is.
It's actually really easy when you see it.
Yeah, I'm on page 10 of the Ready sheet.
Okay.
Yeah.
And does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Okay, so go ahead and type your actions in then too, please. Do you want, so what your first phase, look at how everyone else has done it. So you're going to either melee. Okay, so Rolf, when you say attack, do you mean melee?
Yeah.
Or missile? Yeah. And Andromeda doesn't have any range weapons, so I'm assuming it's okay, move and missile. Nice. Okay. All right, 1, 2. Who am I missing? Tulagak, I'm missing you.
I know. I was just trying to read my spells, see what they did, see if they were useful, but I don't think they are.
Oh yeah, so Dave, I'm not sure that'll show up in the what do you call it? In the chat. So Dave, that's a pretty nice set of chainmail you've got on. You can't by any chance purchase that, can you?
Well, I have 2. This is a titanium shirt that I'm wearing right now, and I have a 44-pound stainless steel hauberk that I'm selling for $400.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
that's 400 Canadian.
Normally 400 Canadian, which is about $12 US. So.
Yeah, basically just getting the cost of the materials back so I can buy more titanium.
Yeah, nice.
And Dave, if they were so interested, I bet they could find you on Twitter at David J. Fortier, right?
I believe that is correct, Kev. Yes.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Helpful, Dave. You're just fond of useful information. Okay, so let's hear. Everyone's declared. Now it comes down to where the rubber meets the road. Dave, as is tradition, I will roll and tell you what the guys get. You need to beat my 2. So go ahead and roll initiative. A D6, please. Yay!
Nice, yeah.
The way it works, too, is you keep the job of rolling initiative until you lose, then you're fired, and the next person in line becomes the initiative roller.
Oh, this sounds like being in the barrel maze already.
Exactly. Okay, so first up, guys, we have you guys won initiative. So first phase is the melee phase. Who wants to move and attack on melee? There are, let's see here. There are, oh my goodness, there's 9 rats there. So who would like to go? We got on melee, we've got Andromeda, Rolf, and that's it.
Okay.
I think I'm going to hold until they get within range, and then I'm going to charge up. And
okay, so then what you're doing is you're changing your action because hold is a separate thing.
Because we're not Like we're more than 15 feet away, right?
You are, yes.
Right.
Oh, so each of these squares is what, 5 then?
5 feet, yeah.
Oh, okay.
If you know what, your characters would know that. So if that's what you intended to do, is to just hold an action until they get into melee range. We can even add a little narrative flourish too. And Rolf's getting ready to go in, and Andromeda says something like, "Hold the line, wait for them."
And
then
like,
oh, go ahead.
Rolf's like, the torch is shaking in his hand. You see little sparks flying off of it. And
yeah.
It's like, okay, fine.
So these things are chittering and squeaking and getting closer and closer and closer. Andromeda, go ahead and make your attack. Rolf, make your attack. Oh, what a terrible roll.
Jeez.
Oh, such a good damage roll. Okay, so the cool thing with these character sheets, created by a member of the MeWe group for Astonishing Swordsmen and Sorcerers of Hyperborea, thank you to you guys again, is it tells you what AC you hit. An AC 13, this is like old school D&D, where the lower your AC is, the better. So a 13 would be a
3 below naked
on hitting the side of a barn.
I can't hit an elderly old woman with rheumatism.
No, exactly. Andromeda, however, lashes out with her longsword, skewering one of these things. Squeaks. There are only 8 rats remaining. I believe then it's rats get to do their melee attack. Anyone? There's no one else on melee.
Do I have an astonishing fortune point that I can use?
You can, yeah. You've actually got 2 because you're wearing chainmail all day, so you can go ahead and re-roll that if you like.
All right then. Because, we need to do something in our first at battle.
Oh, yes. Especially with such a good... Whoa, that's more like it. Max damage again. So you see them coming in. Their red eyes dancing in the torchlight. And you cry out and boom, one of them, again, slashed and 2. That leaves only 7 rats remaining who come charging in a horde on the front 2 people. So let's roll for... Let's do... I'll split it down the middle. We got 3 on Andromeda. One of them actually looks like it hits. What's your AC?
3.
3, so it actually is good enough. It's very, very close, though. And then they do... Jesus, rats do 2d10 damage? No, I'm kidding. That ain't funny, Madison. 3 points of damage as one of them manages to get through.
Okay.
And on you, Rolf, again, 3 of these nasty, they're just swarming around your legs. You know what? I rolled not 1, but 2 natural 1s. Why don't you give me 1 more attack roll on them?
Nice.
They're just, I think it's such an easy attack.
Brutal.
That is not good enough. There's 1 left over. Rolf, are you evens or are you odds?
Rolf is definitely odd.
Odd, okay. So then Andromeda, 1 more comes in on you, but you batter it down. You see its teeth, its yellow teeth, and its red eyes coming towards you, illuminated by your shield, and you batter it back away from you.
Okay.
That is it for melee, the first phase. Missile first phase. Looks like nobody. Then magic first phase. Daishu bravely trying to cast magic in the first phase. Look at that.
Yes. So first he says, the magicians of Lemuria laugh at your stinking rats. And he starts mumbling.
We call it your familiar kind of
Yeah, exactly. And I am casting a sleep spell
nice.
on these rats. And here we go. And that's the number of hit dice.
Okay, so you
near max.
And every single one of these rats drops to the ground. Rolf and Andromeda, you're kind of looking down and trying to figure out what the hell has happened here.
And then I just start laughing.
That's worth an astonishing point. That's
nice,
point of astonishing point. Oh, that's great. Okay, so, anyone else casting magic first phase? Doesn't it look like?
No.
Tulak, your melee next round. Yeah. Okay, then move. Anyone moving in the first phase? I think Gregor, you were scheduled to move.
Moving.
Now, one thing you guys can do is you can choose to change your declared action. So you can change it to a missile or a melee attack if you've got a weapon available. You just take -2 to that action because you've changed your mind on it. You unfortunately can't change mind for magic. You do need to prepare your mind beforehand. So, Gregor, yeah, you go in. There's a bunch of sleeping rats. You guys can just kill these things if you want.
And then I will shoot.
Kill.
Next turn.
Okay. So you get in there, and what do you? Oh, you got your spear, right?
I do have a spear, yeah. I was going to use I declared missile, right? So I could use a missile, or a missile's bad against that.
So you launch out. I'll say you kill 2 of them, Steve. You just so 2 are down. That is, I believe, the end of the. Tulagak, you were going to move. Do you want to carry on with that, or were you holding?
Yeah, I wasn't going to necessarily wade into the fray. I was going to wait for them to come through.
Okay.
Then.
So then, yeah, you can. Let's just say that you step forward. I think you guys can kill these things with sleep. That you're going to be able to hit lethal strikes on each of these things. They're not all that tough.
Sure.
Whack, 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 whack. The ensorcelled rats are now dead.
Now, you said ensorcelled. Was there something about their appearance or anything that actually made character-wise Daishu think that...
In the sense that you cast it on them.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, but then that's an actual question.
George.
Wait, exactly. No, and so but then Daishu does want to, when he gets closer, he wants to just take a look at them and see if there is anything about them that looks sorcerous.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, give me a D6 roll. Let's see.
Gregor says the great thing about shooting rats with arrows is you can just throw the arrow right on the fire afterwards.
That's true.
So from what you can tell, like there's no obvious marks of like these are not familiars. They don't have the devil's mark on them that a sorcerer would would brand them with. There's nothing unnatural. They're giant rats.
Cool.
You guys hear from somewhere again, kind of echoing from everywhere in the tomb.
It's music to my ears.
And that's when you hear this sort of like the sound of something big. There's some shifting of the debris that makes up the nest at the end. And then something slowly slithers into place here. I'm trying to see if I've got a good token for it. You know what? 1 second here. I'm going to try taking that out of there. Does that change my search results? It does. Oh, that's great. Yeah, that's lovely. That's just fucking lovely. That will kill you guys for sure. I mean, it'll make for a thrilling encounter that you guys will triumph over, I'm sure. So what slowly slithers out, and you can hear the sort of sound of like from many mouths. And what sort of lopes into view is an enormous, unnatural-looking rat, 8 feet long.
Whoa.
And from its exposed breasts, as it lopes itself forward, there are mewling pink children, little small rats, and are squeaking and sucking at her teats. This thing opens its mouth and says, "How divine! Never do my children bring enough blood to keep me sated." And you see this gob of drool that falls down from its open maw. "Now I shall drink of your crimson nectar, mortal pigs." And then she says, "Let's take our mid-session break."
Perfect.
Let's take a couple minutes break, grab our drinks, go to the washroom, and then we'll come back and we will roll for surprise and initiative all over again.
Awesome.
Back in a moment.
Cool.
Gross.
Hey, who wants to be addicted to a new phone game? Anyone?
What's that, Steve?
Anyone want to be addicted to a new game on your phone? I got a good suggestion.
Potentially. Yeah, what's it called?
It's called Empires and Puzzles. I could send you an invite if you want to do it. And then if you get to a certain level, we both get VIP passes.
Oh, I see. You have to like get an invite.
It's an interesting game, though. I have to say, it's well designed. Like, it was made by 11 people in Finland in 2016, and then they just last year they sold 80% of their company for $530 million, and it's just this one game that they have, and it's pure crack. It's like anyway, yeah. If you play it, you'll almost certainly end up spending like a couple of dollars.
And wait, what did you say it was called again?
It's called Empires and Puzzles. I love it. I can't stop playing.
Cool. I'll look it up.
Right. I'll send you an invite if you like. That way, you can get a VIP pass.
Oh, yeah, I'll let you know if I decide that I'm going to play it.
Sure, yeah. There's lots of YouTube stuff on it.
So one thing I forgot. Steve, are you there?
Yes.
Yeah. So one thing I fucking forgot. I told you that cool maneuver you get to do, and then I fucking didn't let you do it. So because of this thing, before you roll initiative, I'll let you make an attack roll if you want to make an attack on this thing. That's the whole point of having a readied missile weapon. Mm-hmm.
Sure, thanks.
And it's actually, when Dave comes back, I'll tell him about that as well, because there's actually, if you're carrying a thrown weapon, the same thing too. You can, hurl that thing.
Cool. I like it bigger.
Yeah, regardless, you'd get to do it regardless of initiative results. Essentially, it says phase 0 action. That's pretty awesome.
I was practicing my spear work in the apartment the other day, and I broke one of my paintings.
You broke when you're painting. Doing what?
I was practicing my spear work.
Oh, your spear work. Well, you never know when that shit's going to be useful, right? So,
well,
again, too, Steve. That's fucking great news.
Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, I'm pretty pleased about that. We'll see. Very neat. I'm actually working right next door to a good friend of the family.
Nice.
Yeah, Angie Zelena. It should be really cool. Yeah.
I was saying, George, I fucking spent time telling Steve about this cool maneuver he gets to do before anyone else, and then didn't let him do it.
Well, that's not surprising.
Yeah.
How is he going to know he's being screwed if you don't tell him what he could have done before he's screwed?
Oh, man. Okay, let's see what horrible shit this thing can do to you guys.
Have you, Kev, have you looked at all at Forbidden Lands?
Forbidden Lands? No, I don't think so.
I just picked it up. It looks interesting.
Yes, I have it. I haven't read it. I read through it briefly, but
I'll be curious to talk to you about it offline at some point.
Yeah. No, it looks awesome. There's actually a buddy who has a YouTube channel too, Matt, that Dave knows.
Yes, I've watched some of the stream.
Jowsum's Den. So Matt has he runs Forbidden Lands. He has a stream.
It's cool.
He had 2 players quit because their characters died.
Oh, was that why I saw that people had left, but I didn't know that was why.
Yeah. Like the style of play, it's not for everyone, right? Like, if you really want to see these characters go from 1st to 20th level or whatever, like you do in a D&D campaign, then, it's disappointing. But I mean, the vagaries of the dice and this style of play, if it is your thing, I think that it's okay having a time for when the character's going to be on the stage and when they shuffle off their mortal coil.
Yeah, he seems to have a good group right now that are enjoying that. So,
Dave, what I forgot to mention as well, you get to. Dave, did you change your chainmail shirt?
Yeah, I put on the stainless steel one. It's heavier, but I need the extra protection against Mama Rat.
Hell yeah! So
nice.
Remember that cool maneuver I mentioned about the prepare stuff beforehand, how you can prepare a ranged weapon. Your thrown axe is actually, if you have your thrown axe out, you can use that to attack on a 0-phase thing too. So you throw it before anyone else takes actions.
So can you have like the thrown axe in your main hand and toss it, and then just switch and fight two-handed?
I think so. Yeah.
Like carry your battle axe in your offhand and then just use it two-handed.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Why the fuck am I not doing that?
Well, we know why that. Yeah.
Pardon my French, viewers. I didn't mean to anyone.
Dave, did you actually make those chain shirts?
Arlen's in chat. Hi, Arlen.
Arlen.
Arlen Wilker.
Oh, hey, Arlen.
Yes, George. I do make chainmail in my limited spare time. It's
oh wow, that's
like
awesome.
Knitting with stainless steel and titanium. It's kind of fun.
I would guess that it could be actually sort of soothing.
Yeah.
It's very repetitive. Yeah.
Throw on like Lord of the Rings or Gladiator or something. And
oh, that's awesome. That sounds cool. You just make them for yourself, or you actually make enough of them that you actually can sell them, or
just hobby, just myself.
Yeah, cool. That's awesome.
But now that I've got like a shirt and a half, I'm like, do I need 2 shirts? Not really.
Depends on your DM.
Yeah. Kev decides to bloody the stainless. I need to take it off and wear the titanium.
That's right.
Although you probably get a better dex bonus with the titanium.
So is it much lighter?
Yeah, it's like a third of the weight.
Oh, wow.
So this titanium shirt, when it's done, will weigh about 18 pounds. Mm-hmm. And the stainless hallmark with no sleeves weighs 44.
Oh, wow.
Holy shit.
That's a huge difference.
Yeah.
So it's just that the alloy makes it that much lighter? Is that? I know nothing about this, so okay.
So yeah, the titanium is as strong as the spring stainless and like also corrosion resistant, but super light.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm. That one to the girl.
And it's bloody expensive.
Oh, well, seems worth it.
Okay, so then, guys, we are going to need to, first off, roll for surprise. So, Steve-O, you've been successful so far. Let's see if this disgusting, speaking giant rat surprises you.
Gregor.
Here we go. And...
Nice.
No surprise. Lovely. So you guys are acting this turn. Then get you guys to declare your actions, and then we will roll initiative. What I got here. Dave, rolling initiative.
I'm going to do the move.
Declaring, and Dave, you need to beat my 4. Yeah.
Daishu yells out, we laugh at your big rat. Okay, Horalf, Andromeda, go get it.
So can one of the wizards carry the torch that I'm carrying, or can I put it
down? I can take it from you.
Tulagak actually has a...
I do have a torch.
Yeah. And, oh, damn it. I don't have it on me right now. I was reading in, I think it's Dungeoneer Survival Guide. There's actually chances of torches going out.
Right, if they go on the ground.
And I'm going to resist the temptation to fucking pull it out and look it up, because that'll waste like 5 minutes of time. Let's assume, Dave, there's a 1 in 6 chance of it going out when you drop it. You still will definitely have light down here because Tulagak is carrying a lantern.
Are there rusty torch scones on the wall of the prison here that he could just jam it in?
Yeah, that would be an action, though. If he's trying to put that in there, that would be his action.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I want to do what Kev was talking about while we were on the break about having the missile, like have a hand axe in one hand, throw it, and then go to two-handed with the battle axe.
So
we don't need the light.
You would have known that would have been necessary, right? So let's say that you transferred. Who's got a free? I don't think Daishu. Do you have a free hand?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So
I've got a quarterstaff in one hand, and I could.
Yeah. So he's carrying your torch, and you've got your axe out. Then, so you don't need to declare that as your action. That's a free thing you get to do before 0. Same thing with Gregor. You can unleash the arrow.
All right. So then I'll have attack. And can you attack twice?
If you have a 3,
if you have a 3/2 on your melee weapon.
But I have this. Okay, so I do the throw thing at 0. That's not considered one of the phases.
correct.
That's right. Yeah.
Can I hold an attack if wait for it to come near?
You can. Yeah. Yeah. So what you would do is declare that either as hold in your first phase, or hold on your, whatever you want to do in the first phase, and then hold in the second phase.
I'll put my 0 phase in brackets.
Oh, you know what? Hold on, guys. Let me double check here. I'm actually going to look up the maneuver here and see. Because I think this actually,
When I heard Andromeda's AC, I was like, why am I at the front?
yeah.
But then yeah,
You got a 7, right? What are you wearing? What kind of armor?
ringmail. He's got a 6.
Ringmail. Is your dex garbage or what? Like, why is your AC so low?
Dex of 14.
Oh yeah, no. So that should be a +1, I think.
Character sheet.
Hold on, let's make sure that the character sheet was calculated correctly. Your dex is a 14. So there's no defensive modifier with 14. And ringmail grants you an AC of.
It's not titanium chainmail, that's for sure.
No.
Ringmail and scale mail are the same AC. Aren't
Yeah, same thing. So it's AC 5.
5?
Yeah, it should be 5, not 7. I don't know why.
and we get to
Oh, that's
counter
a big
depth
difference.
as well.
Say again.
So is scale mail 5 as well, or is it 6?
The scale is 6.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so ringmail is actually better armor than scale mail.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Okay. So then. All right. So I was looking at the maneuver. I need to double check between now and when I run it again. But I actually think that doing that maneuver might take up your action. You get to act before anybody else. That's the advantage. But it does actually take the missile. You have to take the missile action for that.
Okay.
So does that change the? Wait, hold on. But the thrown one. 1 second. Because the missile one is different from the thrown one. I think the thrown one, you still get to throw it beforehand and then charge in. You just take the 2-weapon penalty when you make your attack. Does that sound right, George?
You know what? I think that's right. I'm also looking at it myself because it's been so long.
Now that I think about it, because we haven't had anyone do it in our other game, but I think that's how that works, Dave. So you would be able to throw your thing. It just said you would be using the 2-handed penalty.
And you would maintain that penalty for your melee, right?
Yeah, that's
so
right.
Just if you were dual wielding the entire round, except you're just making the missile attack first.
Exactly.
And then suffering.
Try and drop something beforehand.
So yeah, I found the entry here. It's on 257. So a fighter who enters combat with a hurling or throwing weapon in hand at ready can throw can throw it before phase 1, essentially a phase 0, and still close to attack with a readily accessible melee weapon on phase 1 within a half move, or on phase 2 with a full move. So obviously, if you had 2 attacks in that round, you'd still get those 2 plus that. So it's definitely additional.
But it's limited to fighters.
Limited to fighters and fighter subclasses.
Okay. So Dave, I just told you about this amazing fucking maneuver that you cannot do.
So
I'll let you do, Dave, if you want. Since you're sitting on one, you could spend a point of Astonishing Fortune to do it. I mean, that takes one out of your hands. That's a potential.
Don't listen to him.
I'm going to
save it for your saving throws, Dave.
Exactly. I literally have almost died so many times, and it saved me.
I'm still going to leave the torch with Daishu, but I'm going to fight with the battle axe one-handed, and I'm going to use a hand axe in the other hand as defense.
Nice.
That's
good call. Awesome. Okay.
It's
cool.
also good for hooking rat claws out of the way and getting an open spot.
Dave or Steve-O, did you intend to do a missile attack, or were you just all moving?
I meant the move. Yeah, I want to do the missile attack. Yeah.
Oh. God. Okay, so you're doing a missile / move. Now you can't do it down here, Steve, but I will tell you one more quick maneuver that I think is super fucking cool. If you don't move, what you can do is plant arrows in the ground and double your attack rate.
I like this game more and more.
It's so fucking good.
You can't do it, but it's really fucking cool.
Well, if he's on like wooden floor or he's on the ground, like, it's situational. Like you need to be able to plant those things down to be able to do it. Okay, so then we've got everyone declared. Dave, I rolled a 4. It comes down to you.
Okay, you could do it, Dave.
Oh!
Good thing you've got that steel chain shirt on.
Yeah. All right. So this thing screeches, and faster than you would think that this nasty thing can move, moving down the hall. And while it is clearly bestial, this is a giant fucking rat. Somehow, this thing still cackles. Blood, 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 blood! As it runs forward. Whew. Now, evens or odds? Rolf.
Evens.
Nice. Okay. Andromeda, this thing seems to have its ill intent focused on you.
Good. That saved me a point of fortune that I was going to spend to dive in front of Dave.
Oh, nice. No way I missed. I rolled an 18 on the attack roll. This thing slams into you and chomps down. You take. There we go. Let's see here. You take 3 points of damage as this thing tears into you. And I need you to kindly give me a death poison save, please. This is not a disease, unfortunately, so you are not immune to this.
Okay.
Here it goes. Big money.
I guess I'm spending a point.
Of astonishing fortune, you succeed.
I would.
This thing chomps
Awesome.
into you. Everyone tears away, and you can feel there's this malign influence that tries to take hold in your leg, but you pull it away, and the blessing of Artemis washes over you, keeping you alive. That is it for this thing during melee. Our brave heroes. We've got Rolf is held in action to attack, and Andromeda's moving first phase. Okay, so then Rolf, go ahead and make your attack roll. Boom. Nice. Oh, you're rolling on fire for damage. Jeez. So you see this thing race in, and you pull up your axe, slam this thing into its side. It squeals as you can feel 2 or 3 of its ribs splinter under the weight of your axe. And you pull it out, and this vicious, discolored, and noxious smelling blood sprays out. That's it for Rolf, I believe. Nobody else has a melee attack. Oh, fuck. Gregor, I'm cheating you again. Sorry, Steve-O. You need to jump in here, and so make your missile attack now. Hits AC 6. So, Steve, you fire your it's a short bow you've got, right? Oh, longbow. Nice. So your longbow lets loose an arrow, and that thing sinks into the sort of the fatty deposit at its neck, and you get a sense that it hits nothing vital because it didn't stagger it whatsoever as it was charging into Andromeda. Okay, no one else is in the melee phase.
I've got a missile.
Daishu.
So I actually think that I couldn't have taken that torch since I was about to use a sling. So I would have had to put it down, just to be fair.
I think you would have dropped your quarterstaff too, then, right?
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Yes. No. And I would have had to drop both.
Give me a D6 roll. On a 1, the torch goes out.
Okay. Okay.
Nope. No problem.
Okay. All right. So kind of put Lotus a bullet in there and throw a sling. Here we go.
Go.
Oh.
Down the hallway. You're failing to hit that same arthritic that.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Not used to using material weapons.
Now, Steve, we are on phase 2, which means that your attack rate with a missile weapon is 2 per round. Do you want to take another shot now during the missile, or do you want to save till second phase?
I shall take another shot now.
Give him shit. It was a little trickier shot because your allies are involved. And God,
man, how is that possible?
Ooh.
Oh, that's a 1. Oh, we get to use the rules for hitting allies.
Oh no.
Oh.
Oh, but Steve, you have points of astonishing fortune. Do you wish to let that to re-roll or spend that to re-roll?
Oh, can I just use it to not hit my ally?
Maybe let's see what the attack roll is on the ally. Let me see here.
That's true.
God, that's great. We have yet to have this happen.
Yeah, it's the first time. Because I would hold on to your point and roll to hit your ally, and then if you were actually going to hit him, use it.
Well, the thing is, once you
is that how it works?
Another roll, then your
yeah, I guess that's true.
Yeah, your astonishing fortune would be to.
No, wait a second. No, well, how did I hit my ally? I didn't roll for that yet, right?
Well, you did. You haven't rolled to hit the ally. But what I'm saying is that if you want to spend that astonishing fortune to re-roll, then you need to spend that now to re-roll this attack roll before you make the attack on your ally.
Okay, now wait a second. But this is a good roll, right?
No, you're hitting AC 17, which is like 10.
You want low.
Yeah, on Andromeda, so it'll be a new attack roll. You're going to be at Andromeda. Your AC will count as 2 better, so it's a 1. So you do need to hit an AC 1, but now you got to make an attack roll against Andromeda, or you can spend a point of astonishing fortune and try and re-roll that initial attack.
Okay. What if I just don't re-roll the initial? Okay, so I'm sorry. Why? If I re-rolled it and I got a hit on the rat, then I wouldn't have to roll.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. And what do I need to hit my ally again?
It's a 1. So in your THAC0, I think is a 19 right now. So you would have to you'd need like a 7.
Pretty hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although you are specialized in the bow, so it might be like a 16 or higher to hit Andromeda.
Okay, let's roll to see if I hit Andromeda.
But
So let's go ahead on the attack roll again.
D20?
Same attack roll. Click on the same thing.
Okay.
Oh my god!
And that
is awesome.
Oh my god! Now, Steve, Annette, let's just.
I guess I'm buying the beer after.
Steve, give me a D6 roll. This is how criticals work. Fighters are a lot better at criticals, including you, because you're a fighter class. Give me a D6. This will tell us what the modifier is for your damage.
You want low.
Can I use an astonishing fortune point to deflect that arrow?
You can't. Well, you can make him re-roll, I guess. But Steve, first give me a D6 roll. Let's see what the total damage would be here.
Oh my god!
Okay, so that will be 15 points of damage. Andromeda, what's your total hit points again?
Not 15.
Not 15.
Oh my god. That is awesome. Literally, I don't know how many hours of this game we have played that has never happened.
Steve, so you actually, Rolf, you can, here's what I'll let you do with the astonishing fortune is, I don't want you to take it. You can spend it to let Steve re-roll if you want to let him keep a point of astonishing fortune.
I'll use mine. That seems reasonable.
Okay, so Steve, then go ahead and make your attack roll again.
Now that I'm killing you. Okay,
yeah. Oh boy.
Okay, attack rolling.
Here it comes.
Nice.
That one.
He critted on the damage, but yes.
Because that's effectively the equivalent. And what I'll say, Steve, is you sort of like line up the shot and you're about to take it and you're like, yeah. And then, you're just, it's like a split microsecond where you almost let go of the arrow. And then you see Andromeda step right in the way. And this would be a shot clear into the base of her skull. And just because of your blindingly fast reflexes, you grab the arrow and don't shoot. But that would have been a lethal shot.
That's awesome.
Damn it, Andromeda, watch what you're doing.
Okay, so I think that's the end of Missile. We have no magic first phase. Anyone moving in the first phase?
I'm just stunned.
Can I use my movement to see if that cell beside us is locked?
You could kick against it. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Andromeda, you're very calm.
Yeah, the door is locked.
I don't know what's going on behind me, but I sense something really bad.
Yeah.
Okay. Then we're going to phase 2. The rat won the initiative. So what is it going to do on phase 2? It will do nothing. Andromeda, you're up. Melee for phase 2. What do you want to do?
I'm going to smoke it twice.
Nice. Here it comes.
Awesome. Oh, nice.
That is a hit. Wow. One nasty splash.
Oh.
2. Oh, so you slash this thing once across its face. It rears back. It tries to sort of claw at you with these rat little claws that are about the size of half of your chest. You hit your shield up, catch it, and then stab underneath it and catch this thing again. It squeals and goes back. And as it squeals, this actually sounds like a bestial sound, not that woman's voice you heard from before. It does not, however, kill it. Now,
wow.
That is, I think everyone who's doing, let's see here. Yeah, that's all them. Oh, Rolf. Oh, you were holding your attack, right? Yeah, you were first phase, right?
I attacked it.
Yeah. Okay. So Andromeda, that's it from Missile. Next up is, that's it for Melee, then Missile, and then Magic. Tulagak, what are you doing?
Well, so I was going to cast Terrify, but then I read it, and I think it has to be a man, a humanoid, or a giant.
Oh, okay.
So, can I change that action?
Yeah, your character would have known what his spells can affect, so...
Okay, can I reach... Does my quarterstaff reach from where I am on the stairs, or no?
I don't think so, no.
Okay.
Let's see here. Terrify. Yeah, you're right, yeah.
Yeah, I reread it, and I was like, oh. Even though it's a talking rat, it probably still doesn't count.
Now, one thing what are your cantrips again?
Nothing. Ventriloquism and right spell. I don't have a lot of spells right now. I'm only first.
Do you remember what you took for your cantrips?
Oh, are they different than this list?
It probably is.
Then no, I don't remember.
Okay, so your let's see here. Did we?
I thought you told me you had one called Destroy Giant Rat.
Yeah, doesn't that be awesome?
No, you took.
Can I use my sling then?
One of the ones he took was Thaumaturgy.
Oh right, yeah. Oh,
remember?
You mean Prestidigitation?
Prestidigitation. Yeah.
That's it.
I was wondering.
Can I use my sling then, Kev?
Yeah, absolutely.
Can I do it one-handed?
No, you need 2 hands first. Like to load it, you would need 2 hands.
Okay, so then I will continue to hold the torch for everyone.
Okay.
Kill it. That's great.
He screams out, "Kill it! Kill it!" I believe that is I think that's the end of the round. We are done. Whew. Round 3 of the rat fight. First up, let's see here. We need everyone to declare actions. Dave, you have unfortunately lost initiative, which means that you are fired from the job of initiative. Greg, that awesome responsibility passes to you.
Okay.
And you're gonna beat once everyone declares their actions, beat my 3.
How bad does Andromeda look?
I think, can you see her health bar? I think it's all you guys can see each of the health bars.
Yep, I can.
Okay, yeah, that's right. I can say.
Yeah.
It's my character's is over. Okay.
That's definitely hurt there.
Okay. So we got Andromeda's got Gregor's missile hold. Nice. Missile hold. Okay. Lots of missiles. Tulagak, you got a...
Well, I don't necessarily want to put the torch down, so...
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll just, I don't know. Hold, I guess. It's a technical action.
Kill it! Kill it!
Yell at everybody. That's his action.
Awesome.
Well, it's good, and also you holding back on some magic is great because I've already used 2 of my 3 spells.
Yeah.
Who's at the back? Let's see here. We got Gregor, and we've got Tulagak, Daishu, Tulagak, and actually, let's be Tulagak and Gregor. Would you each kindly give me a D6 roll, please? Ooh. So, Steve-O, are you giving us a D6 roll here? The fate of the world depends on. Oh, nice. So, Gregor, Tulagak, unfortunately, is focused too much on this giant rat. Gregor, boom. Nice. What you can hear behind Gregor at the top of those stairs is the sound of something squeaking and skittering across the surface off in the darkness of that temple to Auroras. Something approaches you. Okay, now, Greg, can you beat my 3? Yes! Nice. All right. So first up, we have Andromeda and Rolf doing melee. It's funny. I actually had someone comment recently about, like, do you guys intentionally mispronounce melee, or is it an inside joke? I'm like, no, it's because I started playing D&D when I was like fucking 8, and that's how I've always said it, and I ain't changing now. So
we don't do no stinking melee.
We don't do.
I honestly thought it was a Canadian pronunciation. I really did.
Our strange and unusual accent.
There's a few words that sound a little different.
I don't know what you're talking about. So Andromeda, that is a vicious cut as you lash out at this thing. It cuts squarely across her throat, and it rears back, and you hear what sounds like the squeaking of a giant rat rather than that woman's voice. And this thing trembles, rears back. I need Daishu, Tulagak, Andromeda, and Rolf to please give me an avoidance save.
Uh-oh.
Avoidance.
Yes, please. Nice, Andromeda.
Oh, no.
Oh, good, Daishu.
Do I see what I might be avoiding? Because I will spend Astonishing Fortune if I have to.
Not good, Rolf.
I have a point still.
Yeah, and Tulagak.
Oh, there it is. I was just looking for it.
Sure. Oh, failure. This thing explodes out in a shower of gore.
Mm-hmm.
If you failed, your mouth was open. So.
Oh, I see. Yeah. So I'm going to spend an Astonishing Fortune point to close my mouth just as it hits me.
Okay. You succeed in your save. How about Rolf and Tulagak?
I will use my last point as well.
Okay.
I don't know if I have a point.
Unless you've spent one this turn, you always start the round. You start the session with one.
Okay, yeah. Then I will definitely use a point.
Okay, so all of you kind of turn away at the last second. Andromeda, you saw this coming. Raise your shield. The symbol of Apollo is covered in this disgusting gore. All right.
I should get a free point of fortune for you calling her Apollo instead of Artemis.
Well, no, the shield says Apollo. It has Apollo symbol on it. Remember, not Artemis.
Well, not for long.
So now Kevin gets a point of Astonishing Fortune.
All right.
Big arrow.
So, with that,
I hate rats.
what do you guys intend on doing? Gregor, that sound that you heard from behind you, the squeaking, it is oddly silent. Pretty quiet.
I reach down and I grab the creature's head and just whoosh, separate its head from its body.
It's kind of blown apart, so you're sort of tearing a ragged part.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'd take a big ear or something, or like, like whatever.
Yeah.
Just so that I can prove to the innkeep that the danger is past.
And this is like the size of a horse's head. Like it's a enormous thing.
You need help carrying that.
No.
All right. So what you guys can see that this does stretch further down. This thing, however, let's do the very satisfying boom.
Nice.
Alas, poor giant rat. We knew you, Horatio. What do you guys want to do?
Time to go investigate the lair.
Yes, and as we go, I will look into the cells just as I'm passing.
Yeah, I think we probably should. I wouldn't be surprised if maybe we find keys in the debris at the end.
And the nest there. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's possible.
So you guys make your way to that disgusting nest, and as you get closer, it looks like Andromeda, you're the one who's taking the lead down there. The light cast by the shield of Apollo finds something glittering within. And by sort of poking around through that, what you guys find is 3 and 4 silver pieces, 524 electrum pieces, a lovely gold chain worth 50 gold pieces.
I can write this down.
A gold ring set with a gorgeous pearl worth 500 gold pieces.
Wow.
And a beautiful gold pendant as well, stylized as kind of a teardrop. And did anybody take the cantrip sense magic?
I actually did not thought about it, but I did take detect magic, but I don't have it prepared.
Okay.
How much electrum and silver was there again, Kevin?
There was here. I'll type it in the chat for you guys.
No, I have right spell, but I don't have magic detection.
Again, remember, I'm talking about cantrips, not detect magic. Sense magic, the cantrip.
Oh.
Yeah, I've got everything but the electrum.
Okay,
so electrum 5. Okay,
yeah.
Yep.
And 524 electrum. Yeah.
So let's say for because we can't remember what it is. Let's say that you did, knowing that Tulagak is the greedy whatever that he is. What sense magic is basically it's a cantrip, but it's basically like a much shittier version of detect magic. It doesn't detect spells or things like that, but what it does detect is magic items.
Okay.
Yeah. So what you can see, this gold pendant has a magical aura around it.
Mm-hmm.
You would need to cast a detect magic spell or an identify spell to actually identify it. If we were playing for longer, but so let's just let you know what it actually does. Is I'm assuming you're going to put it on. What do you call it? Identify is fucking brutal, and it's like there's a massive endurance or constitution.
Yeah, yeah. But that's straight out of first edition.
Totally, yeah.
Which I actually kind of like.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate that Daishu's taking volunteering to take the hit constitution-wise for this. So,
maybe later.
Yeah. So what it is this is a periapt of health.
Oh, cool.
So it provides immunity to all forms of disease.
Okay.
And that is everything that found down there. Now, Dave and Steve, seeing as you haven't played this before, and actually, Greg, since you haven't actually recovered, and Jeff, you guys haven't recovered treasure yet in this, one of the ways that this differs from more modern versions of D&D is just like in original, in AD&D, you guys get XP for the treasure on a 1-for-1 gold P to XP basis. And that includes magic items. Magic items also gives you an XP bonus. So the cool thing with this approach is that when you find a hoard of loot, not only do you get some actual money, you're also bumped a lot closer to your next level.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Super cool.
So that is what you find down there, guys. What would you like to do?
I feel like we should. Well, I'll say a new character. I feel like one of the men up in front should wear this special pendant to protect them from these rats.
Well, Artemis protects me, so I nominate Dave for the Preopt of Health.
Rolf.
Rolf, I did not know you were known by another name.
Yes.
But I like
Dave,
it.
Dave is my weekend name.
That's my secret identity.
When the sun drops, I Dave.
I'm Rolf, man, but my secret identity is Dave.
I can't wait to see that.
So what? So then you'll wear that then, Dave. You are now effectively immune to what do you call it? Immune to disease as long as you wear this.
Well, that's good because I can make ale with the ale rune once a week and cure disease. So if someone else gets
Oh, that's awesome.
as long as I'm not sick, I can cure the rest.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
Excellent.
You also, Dave, if you choose, you can brew that mead and let Andromeda heal, I believe, 2 points of damage.
I believe that's something I can do right now.
Yeah, you could also, you could choose to save that. Because it lasts for 6 rounds, what we say is just that 6 people can drink from it.
Yeah.
So if you want to save it for when the damage is more spread around, you're free to do that.
Does anybody have a water skin? They want to turn.
I have a wineskin that's full, but I can empty it for you.
Well, I just need water. I can turn water into ale that heals people.
That I do not have.
Let's see. I probably have water.
Yeah, I'll pour out my water skin and give.
No, I need the water. The water is the.
Oh yeah, no. So that it's full of water. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll take your full water skin.
Yep.
And I will take my dagger. So this is like blood magic, isn't it, Kev? Is that how you're describing it?
Basically, yeah.
So I pull a rune out of a belt pouch, and it's got some Norse glyphs on it, and I cut my hand, and I bleed into the rune and make sure that it covers all of the rune, and if it doesn't, I smooth it around with my finger to make it, and all of a sudden it starts to glow. It's like bright green, and I take that and I put it near the water, and the water starts to change color, and it turns into ale.
I think it's the mead.
The mead is for curing disease.
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
The ale heals 2 hit points once per day. So,
Nice.
So it's enough for everybody to have a sip if they're injured.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Kev, do you mind if I read out more of the periaptive health info? Just because it's really a cool item.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
So it provides immunity to all forms of disease, magical and mundane alike, including such potent curses as lycanthropy and zombieism.
Oh, wow.
So it's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
No kidding.
What is it? A periat of
Periaptive health.
immune to disease.
Disease, yeah.
I'll get the
Natural and natural?
And lycanthropy and zombieism.
And that's a pretty sweet 1,000 XP you got from finding it.
Oh, nice. That's great at these levels.
Yeah. Okay.
And
is there-
Electrum is 2 to 1, right?
Yes.
Okay. So
Andromeda, I'll pass you your water skin back, and it now is healing properties.
nice.
And
So-
Dave, because of that great description, I'll give you a point of astonishing fortune as well.
Oh,
Yeah, that was great.
So is that XP is just part is for the badge item, is that party XP? And then
It goes in the pot, and I divide it between everybody.
okay.
It's part of the treasure stuff.
Oh, so are you just tracking it, or
Yeah, I track it.
okay?
And just FYI, everybody, at the end of the session, whatever leftover astonishing fortune we have gets added to the pool too. So we get some. So there are advantages to not use it.
Yep. whew, some of this stuff is worth an astonishing amount of XP.
Mhm.
But
Everything in the game is astonishing.
yes.
Of course it is.
That's right.
Except Kev's voices, they're borderline creepy.
Mediocre.
That creepy
Now that-
old woman voice, I was like, what the hell? Why is he creeping me out?
Well, it totally worked.
There's
It totally worked.
a voice from the One Ring game that George and I played too. We got another guy who was ran Zweihander for me too, and he said, "Take that, ugly." That was my Hobbit's attack line when he was attacking orcs. Okay, so you guys are back on the main floor, and while this obviously is a stagnant and dust-filled and rat-dropping filled area, it still seems as if like a breath in a verdant spring glade. By comparison, you feel like you can finally get that scent out of your nose. What do you got?
Just for clarity, we didn't see anything beyond that rat nest. That was at the end of a wall.
That was the extent of it. Yeah.
Okay, great. Perfect.
Yeah. And then apart from those skeletons in the cages there, or the cells, those things also, like, there's nothing that apart from the bones themselves, there was nothing else of value. I'm assuming you guys kind of like poked at them with your sticks.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Now we're getting some good poetry.
Oh, Rolf has got it. It seems like the scaldic nature has hit him.
It's not iambic pentameter, but I'll take it as just, spur of the moment poetry.
Yeah, go ahead, Dave.
That's good.
Have you finished it, or
You can keep playing. I'll just write.
Okay.
He's adding his lines as he goes. Yeah.
It's interesting to note that this game has driven 2 players to to poetry.
Yeah.
Pretty
Totally.
cool. Okay, so you guys are on this main floor. You've recovered your still lit torch. You've got your lantern still out. What lies before you now, guys? What do you see? You can feel free to move around. If you move somewhere that you're not supposed to be, I'll just roll initiative.
Have you guys explored this area last time?
I'll do Daishu. I'm going to move the torch over to you.
We have not.
Hold up.
Yeah.
Where's my?
Boom.
Oh, there we go. Nice. Okay, thank you.
Away from
I can't see myself.
good old Ralphie boy. Boom.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
It was just in a pile.
Okay. Daishu very slowly making his way across this thing. Okay, so
What are these?
left there, Daishu? Yeah, so there's these massive, ancient and rotted curtains that hang down from these iron rods way up at the ceiling.
Is there anything, any kind of embroidery or any kind of imagery or anything on the curtains, or just a single color or something?
The curtains likely have some kind of designs on them as well. Yeah,
Gregor's making attempts to help out, but Rolf gives him a glare and
they're rotted and moldy with age and hang from bent iron rods.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you can
Okay.
see actually. I don't know if you can see down there. Let's see what.
I also see like a door at the very edge of the curtains.
Yeah.
Oh, and I see something I shouldn't see. So I'm gonna not see. Know that I'm gonna pretend I'm not gonna see it. I didn't see
Oh, Bush League DM. Jeez.
it. My plan was going to be to use my quarterstaff to kind of check these curtains out, but
Sure.
first I'm going to look at that door.
Here, let's do this. Yep. Boom.
Oh, I thought I saw some, but nope.
It's suddenly hit him. It turns out I need to zoom in a little better. I keep bitching about my eyesight going. It's getting less and less funny.
I know what you mean.
Well, let's check out.
What?
Let's check out that door. before we go see?
Yeah.
We saw an opening or doors or something on the other side.
Oh my God, Rolf and Gregor,
And-
they disappeared.
Well, that's because they're off inventing these rhymes. They don't seem to match exactly. Gregor has a different kind of style.
Yeah, they're dueling poetry. I love it. Okay. I know a certain Viking barbarian or berserker who would certainly jump into that fray.
That totally.
Okay, so there appears to be a door there.
Well, you know what? Before we go any further, before we get back into murder, death, hobo mode, I am going to use the power of Artemis to close my wounds.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
What does it look like when you manifest your lay on hands ability?
Well, when I used it before, right? I sort of like a silvery gold shimmer about my hands, and then the wound just slowly knits itself closed and disappears.
Nice.
Cool. What does that door look like, Kev?
So the door, it appears to be a way of preventing access.
Ah, interesting. Curious use of a door.
Inane description is just stalling to find the description. I would say that you've played with me before. This is an iron door that does appear to be pitted and rusted. There is a turn, like a kind of a what do you call it, like a ring that hangs from it. You could creak up and try and turn to pull the door open. And if does anyone touch that?
Well, no.
That's a loaded question.
Does it have engraved in the door in like little runes, like EFR, like boot fuckery required, right? To get it open?
It does appear that this it opens outward from the way the hinges are set.
Okay. Well, there's lots of debris about, so we're going to stay like more than 10 feet away and fling some of the debris from the boxes at the doorway, specifically at the ring.
Okay.
Are you concerned about this door, Andromeda?
Not anymore.
So you move back and you toss it in the door. Dong, hits the door.
Okay.
It is indeed a door.
A door.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Is there any like cloth or fabric or stuff like that in any of these boxes, or like that? Because the boxes were burst open.
Curtains that are up to your right there.
I could put one of them down.
Well, I mean, these are huge, and you'd have to hack them down in some way.
Okay.
Or like, no. You know what? Hold on. Let's do this. If you make a feat of strength, you'll pull the rungs at the top out of the wall.
Mm.
Okay.
I'll let you try that. So you kind of get up and
9. Well, then I have to resort to the whole cutting out a swath of cloth.
Okay. You could get someone who has what is everyone's strength here?
12.
You're pretty beefy. I'm asking more the fighter and the rune graver.
We can all answer.
The Rune Graver has 14 strength.
Okay. Yeah, and actually the hunter is not great either.
Well, more so what I wanted was just a dish towel sized piece of cloth that I can wipe the ring off just in case there's poison or something on it.
Oh, sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So I just cut out a section. Obviously I try to pull it, but it's obviously quite secure. So then I just take out my dagger and I just sort of like cut it out.
Okay.
Got a nice big piece or whatever.
Yep.
And then when I go to the door, I'll sort of investigate it. Does it look like typical, just the like metal kind of cover over top of a ring?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. So then I will use the cloth to wipe it down.
As a fair warning too, you are a paladin, not a purloiner. So if there was anything unnatural.
Yeah, no, exactly.
You know?
But I mean, if there's contact poison or something on there.
Yeah, so you're able to grab it, and this seems dry, like it's rusted, and as you even move it just slightly to like wipe the back of it, it creaks horribly.
Sure. Famous last word.
This is how you know that you're playing an OSR game when we're all afraid to open a door.
There you go.
I love it. Who needs fucking complex combat encounters?
Exactly.
The entire party to a standstill with a fucking door.
That's right. Guys, I don't know what else we can do here. There's a door.
We're done.
Before you do that, Andromeda,
10-foot.
We need to take a long rest before we challenge the door. Let's come back tomorrow.
no, I'm gonna cast Holy Shield on you.
Nice.
As I address the door.
I cast Holy Shield, and you get a +2 on avoidance, death, and sorcery.
Yeah.
Nice.
Sadly, that's not going to save me.
What would you like to do?
So, I mean, like when I look at the door, I use the shield to sort of shine it along the long edge, and to see whether or not I can see in the crack whether or not there's is it barred from the other side, or
it's actually this door is either rusted or just so well made you can't poke through it. Like it's a solid iron door.
Okay, Ralph, do you want to assist me in applying some shoulder medicine to the door?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So the two of us muster our strength. Rawr.
Am I using a test or
So
Test
this thing
feed?
is it requires a test, not a feat, a test of strength to open.
Okay. Since there's two of us, do we make one roll with the bonus?
Nice.
Or do we...
So Rolf, you
There we
are able to grab it. And you hear boom as it pulls it away. There's a couple of things that are going to happen here. First off, now I just want to make sure you guys did open that door.
Yeah.
And which hand did you use?
It's too late. Okay. You can't apply suspense after the fact.
Oh no,
Now it's the better stage of our actions.
All right, here we go.
Yeah.
1, 2. Actually, I need to do something first.
Oh, come on.
Steve, I can't see in the camera, but I feel you giving me the finger right now. Steve would never do that. He's a great guy. Although maybe he is. I don't know. Okay, give me a sec here, guys. You know, the best thing about running these pre-made modules is that when you're surprised by what the hell is about to happen.
Oh, that's good.
There you go. That's what's behind the door.
Okay.
Let's see.
Why indeed? It is the Temple of Orcus.
That is a great image. I'm saving that for later.
Yeah, let me quickly check here.
That's amazing, Steve.
Yeah.
You guys see what he did in the chat?
Yeah. Didn't quite line up on the first
It didn't,
part.
but it's enough for me to get what he was doing.
That's great. Oh shit, that's funny.
5 astonishing fortune.
Yeah, seriously. No, you get a point of astonishing fortune for that, Steve. That is no small amount of effort.
Now, this one, I don't totally know.
I am also a big fan of visual gags.
So, unfortunately, yeah, it scrolls the text around.
What is this?
It's Braille.
It is.
Yeah. Push your hand against the screen.
We're
Yeah.
tapping it out. Tap, 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 tap.
That's awesome.
Right, Morse code.
All right, here we are, guys. No more. Hold on, I got the wrong.
We're just opening a door.
Oh my goodness! All right, here we go. Oop, wrong thing. There we go. Here we go. All right. No more fucking around. Guys, quit wasting time. Jeez. People are watching this at home. Come on.
Are they?
Sorry, everybody.
Sorry.
That's good, Jeff.
3.
It's the number 9. See,
Oh,
I knew that nothing good comes of the number 9.
That's right.
So what you see in there, guys, is an ancient sandstone block cistern that dried up centuries ago.
Is this the base?
That is the base right in the center there. Yeah.
Okay. So, like, if we look up, there's like a well.
Are you gonna? Well, you have to
Well,
move.
no, I'm assuming that like that this is the bottom of the well, right?
Who's actually? Sorry, who's at the door, guys? Who opened that? It was
Dave
Andromeda.
and I.
Oh yeah, and Rolf. Oh, that's good stuff, guys. Okay, so then I need 2 things. Let's see here. Gregor, you still have yet to fail on this. Gregor, would you kindly give me a D6 roll?
Surprise.
Okay. How do we do, Gregor?
3.
3. Well, that's great. So that means you guys are not surprised.
Oh, excellent.
Gregor says, take care. Then what we need to do is reveal what's there. So as Rolf and Andromeda, you're in there and you're looking around, you hear the sound of something moves in there. And 4 wriggling piles you can see, each about the size. Oh, each about 4 feet long. You see this wriggling around the corner.
I like the title.
And I need you guys to declare actions, and then Greg will be rolling initiative.
Poisonous garden hoses?
All right. Go ahead and declare your actions, guys. And I will reveal. Oh, I guess I can reveal where they are. Boom! Right in there.
Closing the door in action? We don't need to go in here. Click.
Yeah, you really could do that.
That's not a bad idea.
That'll be your action. I'll say you can do that during melee, and it'll be a test of strength. That's what the mechanics would be for it. Oh, Gregor, you're gonna have to re-roll because not everyone had declared their actions. You have to wait until everyone has declared their actions, then you can roll initiative.
I know you got to.
Okay, everyone is ready now. Gregor, go ahead and give. You need to beat my 4.
It's gonna be a 1, you know.
All right.
I told you. He only rolls extremes.
I was still typing. I was like, yeah, I'll just do hold. No, I'll do move. Yeah, like the rest of everybody. Like, sorry.
Okay. So the
I know how
4
you
of
feel.
these things move like some kind of spasmodic serpent and start moving in your direction. 1 on each of our stalwart forward fighting heroes. And then the top of them kind of whip cracks towards you. And if you were a keen observer, you would see that on the tip of these things, there is a disgusting lamprey-like maw. So first 2 on Andromeda. I don't. if you were just pulled the door, you know what I'm going to say is that you didn't tell me this expressly, but I'm going to assume that you held your shield forward to be able to give light into there, right?
Probably, yeah. I mean, I would have put my shield up against the door while we were pushing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you're pulling it, so you would have had to either have your
okay.
When you were doing that, you either had to have the shield down, or like to do a test of strength, you need both your things. But I'm assuming you took that shit out again, knowing how dangerous it has been down here. So one of these things does connect, and 2 points of damage as this thing takes a perfect circle of bloody flesh from your arm. And then against Rolf, what is your AC? It's a 5?
Yeah, but does the hand axe help?
Yep, this is melee, so yep, we'll give you a 4. All right. One of them you batter aside with your hand axe. The other one, unfortunately, does connect right with your in your upper shoulder. Oh my god, 4 points of damage. As it tears away. Whew. That is it for their melee. Who is up next? We have move. There we go. Andromeda is, looks like she's doing melee, and so is Rolf. Guys, either of you can go. Who wants to go first? Ooh. Nice. Okay. Beautiful. Okay, so Andromeda fucking slaughters one of these things.
Awesome.
You carve it right in two in the middle. And Rolf, your battle axe catches one of them along the spine, splitting it open. And this like disgusting white ooze kind of sprays out, which you think would be its unholy innards. But it does not get dropped. I'll put the little...
Stop playing with the caterpillars, Rolf.
Over the one you've injured. Okay. So I think that
I didn't know we were fighting snakes. I thought we were coming down here to fight rats.
We have Daishu doing missile.
Yeah.
And we have Gregor. Okay, that's it. So Daishu's doing missile. Go ahead.
So I'm going to target the one that has just been injured.
Okay.
And hopefully not hit a companion.
So here's my question. So I went in
Yep.
melee and I did an attack which gave me half my move. Since I killed my guy, can I then just move out of the way? So that
You can, but there's two. You're engaged with two of them. One of them would get an attack of opportunity on you.
okay, then I'm stuck.
Yeah, I'm going to try to miss you. Here we go.
We're all freaking nice.
Hey, that's not bad.
Daishu, that isn't bad. The question is that good enough, though?
Is it good enough? We shall see.
Oh, because he's engaged. Shit, it actually isn't. Sorry. I was going to be smart ass as usual and be like, no, but it did actually hit. No, but unfortunately, you know what? It's because Rolf is in there and deking back and forth and swinging. You would have come close to hitting, but it batters in the back of that cave. And you can actually hear the stone sort of skitter around
Oh,
the cistern.
okay, cool. Yeah.
And then you hear it drop
Cool.
as if there's something in there.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
I think that's it for missile in the first phase. So then we're on to magic. No magic first phase. Move. Anyone who wants to move in the first phase, go nuts, guys.
Oh, actually move.
Can Gregor run and do a dive roll over top of them and land behind them?
Your half your move, I believe, is 20. So 10, 20. You can start doing that, Gregor. Yeah. So you can move yourself 20, because it's split into two phases. You take half your move in the first phase, half your move in the second. You can spend your first phase moving up, and you're racing towards it. And you can make that attack roll at any point. Okay, now it is phase 2. They have no actions. They only attack once per phase, do they? Yep. Okay, then it is. Let's see here. Tulagak is going to fetch lamp oil. Yep. Is that right?
What? Yeah.
Okay.
So that's up here, actually, right? Up the spiral staircase.
Yeah. So you're racing towards her to get lamp oil. You guys got this? So you run away. So it looks like the only other action on the first phase is Gregor making a missile attack. So you wanted to dive over them, right? So
Yes.
Gregor, give me a dexterity test.
Okay, straight up. Is it rocking a 10 here? All right, boom.
No. Okay, so on your character sheet there, Steve, there's the dexterity stat, but there's also something called a test and something called a feat. It's the test is what I want. It's a number out of 6.
Dexterity. Ah!
Do you have any astonishing fortune?
Yeah.
Okay, so unfortunately, as you leap past them, they get to make attacks of opportunity as you move through. You definitely get through there, Steve. It's just... Oh! What's your AC?
Rockin'. Where is it?
It should be the bottom. It'll be missile. It'll be about midway on the center of the page.
Midway on my class. 7.
7. Eee. So 2 of them snap at you. You take 4 points total. Now, however, it's 1 point and 3 points. Steve, what kind of armor do you have on? Oh, you have leather, so never mind. Dave, did you remember to add your DR?
Oh, from the damage reduction of 1?
Yeah.
I did not. That's the first time I've been hit.
Yeah, give yourself back 1 hit point then, because you were only hit the 1 time, right?
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So unfortunately, Rolf, you take, or not Rolf, Gregor, you do take 4 points of damage as you dive roll over these things, but then go ahead and make your attack roll. And because you took that hit, I'll let you, I'm not going to give the penalty of trying to hit these things. You did seem to try and get a perfect angle there. Let's see if it was worth it. Holy shit, -2. Yeah, so definitely one of them is dead.
Nice.
Okay, and then it's anyone who wants to move on second phase, go ahead and do that.
There you go.
Otherwise, let's declare actions for the next round. Anyone who's got 2 attacks, you've got double attacks this round. And Jeff, you are now rolling initiative. So wait until everyone's declared their actions, and then try and beat my 2. Nice. Oh, Rolf's going to magic this shit up.
Nice.
Daishu's going to unleash the
Power of the sling.
Fetch. Yep. So you're racing up. So the staircase itself is, it's at least 40 feet long. So I think you're probably still moving up the stairs right now, Tulagak.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So then, Jeff, hold on. Did everyone declare?
Ready? Yeah.
Hold on. Gregor has not declared.
Oh, no.
Remember, you get 2 attacks with missile if you don't move this phase, Steve. Okay, so we'll assume he's doing that. Perfect.
There we go.
Jeff, go ahead and beat my 2.
Here we go.
Oh. So
Okay.
this gives, for the new players, this gives us an opportunity to talk about tiebreakers. So the way you break ties for initiative in Astonishing Swordsmen and Sorcerers of Hyperborea is we compare dexterities. Does anyone have a dexterity less than 8?
Nope.
Nope.
Awesome. So then everybody, heroes will be acting before then. You guys have a higher dexterity. You'll be acting first. So Andromeda, and that's it. Andromeda, go ahead and make your...
There's one that Rolf has hit and one that's undamaged, right?
That's right. Yeah.
Okay. So I'll strike against Rolf's first.
Okay. Yeah. Sword lashes out.
Ooh.
Nat 1. Okay. So that's not great.
It's not great.
Oh, the second one's not a great strike either. Jeez. So you lash out, and I think it's the injury to your arm is probably throwing off your aim, and you're swinging at these things blindly, but they're
Not used to fighting beside some furry beast man.
Yeah, really. Oh, Rolf, did you disengage?
Yeah.
Okay, remember that there's an attack of opportunity on you then.
That was last round in the second move. If
Second phase. Yeah. They would still, as soon as you move up, I didn't realize you moved away.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Then they can take those.
Okay. So here we go. Well, you know what? I'll have to look it up afterwards. I'm going to say they can only do it once per round, and they did do that during the movement phase when Steve went racing in there. So I'll say that was their attack of opportunity. You saw that opportunity, and then raced back. Okay. So then that was melee. Now it's these things, these unholy things.
Mm-hmm.
And all we have left is Andromeda. Oh, we have Andromeda and Gregor. All right, so let's see here, guys. Gregor, evens or odds? Actually, it doesn't matter, guys. There's one on each now. So I just rolled evens and odds. So, Gregor, one on you. It enjoyed the taste of your flesh, but I rolled a nat 1. Then on Andromeda, that is a miss. Snaps at you again, but you've learned their motion now. It slams against your shield. That is the end of melee. Next up, missile. We got Gregor. We got Daishu.
Go ahead first, and I'll go second.
The worm things will not be doing that. Gregor, what you can see is it's not a great shot. Let's see if the second one is better. Oh, even worse. No. No.
I'm attacking the injured one again.
Okay.
Same.
Oh shit! It misses again.
It's hard to hit.
So then we have magic. Rolf, what you got in your
Divine Guidance? Ally within 25 feet gains a +1 to attack rolls.
nice? Who's that?
Awesome.
Andromeda's going to be pissed, but Ymir, guide her.
Nice.
Ooh, the taint.
Fantastic. Okay. Let's see here.
The power of the Norse gods are with you, Andromeda.
Okay, then I guess the last thing is move. Oh, sorry, we're still in first phase here. So last one is move, which means Tulagak is racing further up the stairs. We're on to phase 2.
Tulagak, where are you going?
Anybody who wants to move,
lamp oil.
anybody who wants to move on phase 2, go nuts. That is
dead by the time you get it
for them. Okay. And then we have Gregor, what you can see next to you is there is it seems like this the cistern, the earth underneath it shifted at some point, and there's a giant rent in the earth. It runs the length of about 10 feet, and there's one part that opens up into blackness, and there's some cold, stinking air that comes through there. It's not big enough for a person to fit through, but these foul things, they may have crawled up that spot. Okay, so everyone's finished. We're on round 3. Go ahead and declare actions. Jeff, you are still in charge of initiatizing once everyone declares. And you need to beat my 6.
Uh-oh.
1, 2, 3.
Still gonna go get the oil.
Yes. It's gonna find some use.
We're running into things where I got nothing to do. I might as well pour crap on them and try and kill them.
Mm-hmm.
Did you say pork wrap them? Or pork crap?
Pork crap.
Either one.
You have nasty
Is that like bacon wrapped snakes or something?
They make instant sausages. Just like instant sausages.
That would be very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you only have one attack this round there, Gregor. Or were you planning on... Oh, we got to issue. So Gregor doesn't have that. Okay, so you can draw your spear.
That's good, Dick.
Nice. Bacon wrap snakes. Yeah, lovely. Now I'm hungry. Thanks, guys. Okay, so then now it comes down to Jeff. Jeff, can you beat my 6?
Here we go. Come on, lock.
On 6.
Damn it.
All right, so we got one on Gregor. Gregor, so this thing is still slithering towards you. Its head whipping back and forth, cracking like a whip. Fucking sure. Jeez. All right. Another nat 1. So this thing
at you.
You know what I'm gonna do is you're not gonna What do I want to do? I'm going to give you +2 to hit on your attack roll.
Nice.
That's 2 nat ones, I think, rolled in a row. However, the one engaged with Andromeda, the injured one. Let's see what it can do. No, it misses again. Bam, hits your shield. Your guys' turn. Anybody whacking shit in melee? Yeah, Andromeda. Go ahead. So is Rolf. Rolf, you can go as well. Whoa. There is one less of these foul creatures. Rolf, you can easily get in there and attack that one that's chasing after the sort of like moving on his butt, Gregor. That is actually good enough. Yes. Nice. And you, this thing, I think what you can kind of picture is, so Gregor drops his bow and he's scrambling back and trying to like get his spear ready. And this thing is just like just snapping down at his legs as he's scrambling back, hitting where it was a moment ago. It's about to fucking strike him as he hits the wall. And then Rolf, you come in and hammer down your axe, sending sparks as it clips across the ground, cleaving this thing in twain.
Nice.
Okay. Guys, you are once again in silence. What are you going to do?
Has anybody seen Tulagak?
He went for oil.
Comes back down.
Okay, you come back down with a crate of what do you call it? More whale or lantern oil.
Yeah.
Give me do this. Give me a 2d3 roll, please. That'll tell us how many more vials you've got.
Slash roll.
Nice.
That's quite a bit. Okay. Tulagak is nothing if not an effective scrounger.
Excellent.
So
These will come in handy. Should we check out the cistern?
Now, let's see here. Daishu and Tulagak. Give me a d6 roll, will you?
Okay.
What's your intelligence, Daishu?
18.
18, okay. So you're looking at these things. There's two things about this. For one, you actually recognize these things, and it's the disgusting, like slimy trail. These are daemons, specifically lesser daemons, the kind that might be summoned forth by a sorcerer, or the kinds that may infest the realms of Hyperborea.
I spit on the ground. And I explain to the others why I'm doing that.
Yeah.
Find the nest and burn it.
We might need to. More may come. Do I know if they like have, hives where there's just endless numbers, or? Well,
now that you can see that the thing that your stone fell down and that rent in the earth, that area there, that may be the thing. They may have crawled up. Hyperborea is effectively kind of like the Underdark in this.
Okay.
It's not quite as it's a lot more horrific. It's actually kind of closer to like hell. And that seems to be where this leads. Is that if that leads down to Hyperborea, it's far too small for any of you guys to move through. But if these things are wriggling up from there, then the slippery eel may very well have a passage to hell, effectively.
Well, they apparently got an appropriate name.
Yeah.
We should block this up. This entry to hell. I wonder do we think we can use some of this? The crates and etc., the barrels, and kind of jam them in enough to.
What is everyone's secondary skill?
Secondary skill.
Anybody have?
Mine is a brewer.
Nice. That's great.
I'm a thatcher.
You know what? You might be able to patch this shit up. Tulagak? Given the stuff you've got out there, like the broken crates and shit like that, and the packing supplies, I mean, like it won't last forever. But
you want to check in there to see if there's anything in there first. Like pouch full of jewels, another serpent.
You can't tell from even from holding the torches over. There's a breeze from below. It's a passage that seems to lead down.
Okay, so it's pretty far.
Yeah. I mean, you could stick your hand down there and root around. Maybe there's something down there.
That's a great idea. Or your head, you know. Right, exactly.
Leave it open.
Yeah.
How do you feel about this Andromeda?
Well, I'm watching them intently. Not really sure what it is they're doing. They're trying to put square pegs in round holes.
I'll go if I see that Andromeda is kind of quizzical. I'll go over to her and say, "This is a gateway to hell. We must block it if we can."
So why don't we jam the corpse of the rat in it?
We could. I worry that it eventually will decay.
Well, we could drive it far enough down and then stack stuff on top of it, and then
I like that.
Our mason friends can come and fill it up.
I like this plan.
Couldn't we just close the door and then put a warning on it?
Yeah, that's true. Passage to hell.
Do not open.
Yeah.
Do not open.
I do know what else might come out of hell and maybe bash that door open.
Yeah, I think for the time being that's probably, if we're just looking to block up the hole, we could just jam what's left of the rat corpse in it.
Yeah. I'm sure you're right. The innkeeper will wish to do something about this.
Okay.
Yeah. Like
have
the mason over the trapdoor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Completely seal this.
That's right.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so seeing this stuff down here, let me think here. Daishu, give me another D6 roll, please.
Alrighty. Oh, nope.
Nope. Okay. All right. So, what do you guys wish to do now?
I'm just going to mention that one thing that I wanted to do at some point before we leave this area is check behind these curtains because they often are, hide alcoves and such, and there might be something of
that. Actually, is another option too. We could pull down one of these tapestries.
This is true.
How long does my healing ale last? Because some of us got wounded.
Only 6 rounds.
Okay, so it would be expired.
It would have the way we sort of figure it works in our regular game is that you create it and then 6 people can benefit from it because you can pass the horn around for the duration and then that's the end of it.
And then it turns back to water?
Yeah.
Okay.
How often can you do that, Dave?
I think it's once per day.
Once per day?
I think it's once. Is it once per day or once per day per level?
I'm looking.
Okay. That's so helpful. I mean, we use that all the time in the other campaign.
Okay.
Okay. So shall we check behind these curtains once per day?
Sure.
Per level.
Okay.
So who wishes to do this? I will bring my torch over.
Oh, yeah. Gosh. If you can't pull these things down, I suppose you could just burn them down.
Might create a lot of smoke.
It really might. You guys are picking up on the lesson. Never listen to Kev.
Right. Oh, what's that suggestion? Yeah.
Ooh, he's going to make a save versus suffocation. And the fucking oil explodes into the guy. Why? Why did I grab so much?
Yeah, exactly.
So, can we together reef down one of these tapestries?
Why don't you guys each give me a feat of strength?
Why
Whoever
don't we
grabbing
try
hold.
and cut one down?
You have to climb up to the top as well because these things stretch almost to the top there.
Do we need that much?
You guys are big guys. Come on, let's see if we can bring them down.
Yeah, I'd like to bring them down either way.
So on each of your character sheets, you can see that there is the test and feat next to your things. Yeah, so the feat of strength, you're not able to get it down. Andromeda says, help me! Rolf, oh God, these things are sealed in well.
I'm going to move up there.
Oh,
Tulagak,
good lord.
No,
Daishu. Okay, then it's all down to you there, Gregor. Can you
these are heavy.
Can you do it? Actually, fighters do get a pretty sweet bonus to this shit.
That's true.
Oh, do actually fighter subclasses get a bonus to their feat of strength?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was wondering because I thought mine was wrong because when I looked up my stat, it said that it was on the character sheet. It said it was 24, but then when I looked up the stat, it said it was only 16.
16. Yeah. No. The just like some thief classes and subclasses get the bonus to dexterity feats, and then the berserker gets a bonus to constitution feats as well.
Oh,
So none of you guys are. Yeah.
Mine is actually supposed to be 24, not 16.
Oh, okay. 24. Well, yeah.
Won't matter.
Yeah. 62.
Okay.
Okay. So unfortunately, yeah, you guys are yanking at this, but they are, in spite of how tattered, and faded these things are, man, are they sealed in there good.
These ancient fabrics are well made.
Okay. Now let me see here. If you just hack away or burn away at them, let me do this here. Let me do this. And then how many? We got 5 of you. Whew, man, I love rolling for random encounters. I mean, okay, so let's see who this is. Let's see here. Somebody give me a D5 roll, please.
D5.
Boom. 1, 2, 3. Tulagak.
Uh-oh.
So as everyone is farting around with
Bring your cart full.
Tulagak, with a 97, I think like you try and pull it and you can feel something go in your back and you're like, oh, no. And as they're sort of fussing around with it, they're moving the curtain around and stuff like that. Let me reveal something that only you spot.
Shit. Okay.
Demogorgon.
Demogorgon is hiding behind the curtain.
Peeking around the corner of the tapestry.
Like his feet are like sticking out underneath the curtain. We just didn't notice.
Oh man, the 4th edition Monster Manual 2 has Demogorgon on the cover, and it's my favorite illustration of him ever.
It's awesome. Yeah,
it's so cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so can you see what Tulagak sees here, Jeff?
Where am I supposed to see it?
Somebody wrote a big S on the wall.
What? That?
Why would you put an S on the wall?
So, Jeff, what you may not be familiar with is dating back to, I believe, the original Dungeon Master's Guide. There was a shorthand that has developed amongst players for creating maps. One of those shorthands is if you put an S in a wall like that, you see at the top there? That denotes a secret door.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty archaic. I don't know. Is that something that our characters would know?
Are you sure about that, Kev? I don't know if that's how that works.
So that's what you see there. Is there is you look over and you're the only one who spots it, but it appears to be that there's part of that wall that you think is a concealed door.
I will then call everyone over and point it out to them because I am not very familiar with sword.
Ooh, Jesus.
Over here, I found something.
Oh, this is interesting. Unfortunately, we are foiled again by another curtain.
There seems to be something behind this curtain we cannot move.
We may have to hack into this one.
Yeah, does anyone actually have a blade weapon?
I've got a dagger.
Well, let's examine the secret door.
Well, the question is, can we actually interact with it without moving the curtain somehow?
Well, could we not pull the curtain back?
Is that elemental evil? What module is?
I lived in that dungeon too.
Oh,
TNT,
yeah.
baby.
Yeah, nice. That's awesome.
Yeah, so one of us can hold it back, pull the tapestry to the side while we investigate it.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay.
Cool.
So
Sounds
let's
good.
see here.
I'm 6'4". I'll cut a damn door for you guys.
Yeah. Hacks it away. Well, you got your dagger too, actually.
Yeah, I've got a dagger. I can use that. I don't care if it gets a little dull.
Okay.
Do it, Rolf.
Cool.
So after a little bit of testing, now that you can see it, Tulagak, and you point it out to everyone else, you sort of get up to the door, and it requires a little bit of effort to put some force on it, but then you see it actually opens, and what it is, it's set on a central pivot, and it kind of creaks to the side.
More snakes, more snakes.
And what you see,
See, the S was not secret door, it was snakes.
yeah,
Snakes live here.
is
Snake me once, fool on you.
this.
That's right. Oh no, a 12.
Oh,
It's getting
That's
worse.
Oh my
that's
god.
bigger than the last one.
Now,
That's
what the other thing I know from these old adventures is that higher numbers are worse.
Yeah, that's why you never brush the dust off the floor, because then you find out what the secret numbers on the floor mean.
That's right.
Some sort of ritual. Oh my god, there's a 12 on the floor.
Okay, so what you see in this room, guys, is this room has a bed, a dresser, a small bookshelf, and the room appears undisturbed, yet in fine shape, despite the passage of centuries. Velvet curtains dyed maroon hang on the eastern and western walls. What are you guys doing?
Well, one thing is, Rolf, can you want to cut a little more of a swath out of that tapestry and then shove that down that hole that we were trying to cover up, since we've got a piece of it at this point before we go in?
okay.
Before we forget?
If someone wants to tug on one end, it'll make it easier to cut because it'll.
I will help.
Okay. I'll just go about shoulder height and start cutting along the wall, and you guys can just pull.
Cool.
It appears that the bookshelf has a bunch of stuff on it too. In addition from leather-bound books, there is a cedar box on there.
Curious. I think we should take that. Maybe Rolf and I will take that piece of fabric, go stuff it in, and then we'll come back.
Okay.
I'm just worried that more of that stuff might come out while we're doing all this.
Did you want to, are you guys closing the door again?
Yeah.
That iron door? Yeah, okay, so that's why I assumed it happened. You boom, close that iron door.
So we'll stuff it so that nothing can come out, and then we'll close the door.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that another
And then-
test?
Now, what are you guys doing?
And then we'll
Here,
come
I'll
back
put-
here.
Rolf pushes the iron door back.
Nice, boom. It is closed. You can hear it lock. Oh, nice test of strength. Yeah. Bam.
Awesome.
That was the snake door, right? Not the one we're just
The snake door.
discovering?
Yes, that's right.
Okay. No, Rolf's like, no, this room sucks. You guys don't want to go in there.
Here, I'll actually close it for you too. Give me a sec here. Yeah, okay. Boom. Door's closed.
And we see no other obvious means of egress from room number 12 here.
No, what you can see though is that this curtain seems to be pulled back a little bit here.
Mm-hmm.
As if there's like an alcove or something behind there.
How shall we proceed into this chamber? It's any,
It seems to be full of more curtains we cannot remove.
but at least nicer ones.
The ceiling in here is only about maybe 9 feet tall. Much more. It's not the sweeping, massive ceiling. Like part of the problem in this place is that these are like, 40-foot long or 35-foot long curtains that are hanging down. So you can imagine the like strength of the iron bars that need to be, to be fixed to the wall to hold those damn things up for all these centuries.
Would I know if do I really have a sense of that it's centuries that would have passed? Like, is there something? Is it because of the designs and stuff that I feel like it's been that long? Or
Well, I mean, the thing is these are Tulagak can tell you if you're not familiar, like the designs, any of the like lettering and stuff like that. This is Hyperborean.
Okay.
And so because the Hyperboreans, like they fell like their civilization fell before the Green Death came 200 years ago.
Got it. Cool.
So this has got to be,
at least that old.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And so I was gonna say Mako. Daisho is like, this has been very well preserved for some reason. Must tread carefully. There might be strange magics at work here.
Mm-hmm. Well, it does appear with the I think that Rolf, you probably recognize this. Like if it looks like the quarters of a priest. You can see on the walls, there's all the books that are on the shelves on the far side, the accoutrements in there. Yeah, like on the shelf itself there. No, I don't.
Looks like priest chambers.
I'm not sure if you're literate. Is a thing.
Well, I was studying to be a rune master.
Yeah, so maybe no, that makes sense. So what there are leather-bound volumes of prayers and rituals, all dedicated to Aurorus, and these are ancient. These look like, again, they don't. They're. Do you hold on? What does your character speak Hyperborean? Let's see here. It'll be on your character sheet. Let's look here. Languages.
Speaks Common and Old Norse.
Common. Okay, so you recognize the script on this, and I think you probably recognize the symbols the same outside. But you can't read these things. You would guess, these degenerate races like the Hyperboreans, they rather than carve their prayers to their gods in ancient primordial, in the words of the universe, they reduce them to these loose scrap, disposable papers, thinking that the multiplicity of their words will somehow offset the weakness of their prayers. Also on there is a cedar box as well, besides the prayer books.
And I would eventually look at the prayer books when we go in, because I actually speak a bunch of esoteric languages. Or
if anyone wants to move in there, you go ahead and move inside.
Okay, cool.
Otherwise, go ahead. There's nothing preventing you.
I was just waiting to see if he exploded or anything.
Good call. Okay. So you head in there, So Daishu, you can see these are they're prayer books to Aurorus, and they're in remarkably good condition. Can you read Hyperborean?
Yes, I have Common, Celtic, Hyperborean, and Lemurian.
Sweet. Okay. So these are, if you read through these, you would learn an awful lot about or if you use them as a reference thing, you would learn an awful lot about the worship of Aurorus.
Do you mind if I take these for now? Just to see if anybody cares.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, I'll put them in my backpack.
I picture him piling them up in his hands, and he kind of stops and
Yeah, maybe I should ask.
Anyone else want these?
Yeah, it's already I'm closing up the backpack already. Did anybody else want these? I didn't think so.
Anybody want to investigate either the cubby hole or the whatever's behind the curtain there on your right, or want to investigate the box?
I mean, I think the box looks interesting. No one else wants to look at it.
Okay. So if you open the box,
I have no fear of traps.
Nice. That's what I want to hear. You grab the box and you kind of creak it open. There are 3 vials in there that each has some kind of liquid in it. One is a light blue color, one is a pulpy green color, and the last is a clear, oily liquid.
I show it to Tulagak. Just look at familiar to you what these vials might contain.
So Tulagak, again, I'm assuming that you got the cantrip for sense magic.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you what does it look like when you cast a cantrip?
He sort of he waves his hands over the vials, and then he sort of waves his hands over his face, and then there's sort of this aura of, almost like the Northern Lights sort of come up off them.
Yeah.
And he can sort of read what's in the ruins of the lights.
Cool.
Okay, so yes, all three of these have strong arcane auras about them.
So I don't know exactly what they are, but
yeah, they're magical. Excellent.
Now the curtain. Anybody checking to see what's in that little vestibule?
Everyone is very shy.
Gregor's been watching you guys loot that stuff. I'll move you in there, Gregor. So this is where everyone is. Andromeda, are you just keeping an eye out outside?
Yeah.
Is that what's going on? Yeah. Okay. So Gregor,
Excellent.
you get up and you throw the curtain kind of back. And what you see in there initially are 5 cowled gowns, still in amazing order, of purple velvet. And looking at these things, you would guess, like, you guys are all completely taken aback. There's stitching of beautiful, what looks like maybe metallic thread throughout these things. You would guess that each of these, so each is embroidered with gold thread and studded at the breast with tiny gems, 7 of them. 3 diamonds, 1 sapphire, 1 emerald, 1 ruby, and 1 amethyst, portraying a constellation. The gowns conform. They're much bigger than all of you, though. The closest, Rolf, you might be able to comfortably fit in one of these, but it's still a little too. Even that would be a little big. No, remember that the Dave and Steve won't know this. Hyperboreans are like 7 feet tall. Tall, willowy, albino-skinned race. But you would estimate that each of these things is worth 250 gold.
Whoa.
Wow.
Awesome.
That's some fancy dinner clothes we got, guys.
That's
You see these and you're like, oh my.
smoking
And then I'm
jackets.
going to have you each roll a d6 for me, please.
What color are they?
Purple.
They are
Right? I thought you said purple.
a purple velvet.
With gold embroidery.
Yep.
Each of us?
Yes, please. Just a d6.
Wow. 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going in order.
And back down.
Yep.
Nice. Okay. So then, Daishu, you look over and you heard the screeching of stuff on the what do you call it? On the kind of the rod, and you see briefly the things, and everyone seems to be focusing in on that, and you realize that the shadows cast by the light, they don't stretch all the way up. Moving your torch over, you see looming behind these robes 7 tall skeletal figures. And every one of them, this baleful light flares within their eyes. You open your mouth to warn your colleagues, and we'll find out what happens next time.
Awesome.
Okay, but first, let's award some XP, guys, because you
Awesome.
Yeah. Okay.
I had 1 astonishing fortune left.
Oh, nice. Okay. Anybody else have astonishing fortune left?
I have 2 left.
2 left. Okay. Nice.
Wow. Nice.
I have 1.
You have 1. Excellent.
Did I use both mine, or do I have 1 left?
I know you used 1 to reroll.
I think I used 1.
You're on your fucking critical hit on Andromeda.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got 1 left. Excellent. All right. So hold on, guys.
I think we had 5 total. Yeah.
2 things, and I need to do some math here. Oh my goodness. Where is it? Your potions. All right, here we go. Now, I wonder if you get for finding a cursed item too.
You did in the past.
I mean, the good thing is it doesn't matter at the moment.
True. You did find it, so I mean, there is that.
It's only when you actually use it that it comes into play. I was gonna say earlier when that Periapt, when Tulagak was able to take the Periapt off and give it to Hrolf, I was like, okay, good, that's not cursed.
Yeah, let them touch it. Oh, actually, Dave knows all too well cursed items because
is that right?
Halfling got stuck with this fucking pendant that he couldn't get rid of.
Oh.
All right, here is the final post.
Okay, now where's my?
Cool.
Okay, Dave. Yeah, while I'm adding this shit up, why don't you go ahead and give us the your epic poem, and I'll give you an extra XP for that.
Yeah, read it out.
Here we got here. Neath the inn o'er slicked stairs, the heroes crept through rat beast lair. The ground stuck with corpse-strewn parts, till evil voice pierced heroes' hearts. Valiantly they descended once more, and splayed the sleeping rats across the floor. Monstrous mother left golden heap, for toxic wrath upon heroes reap. Stalwart Amazon bellowed fierce, Gregor's arrow deeply pierced. Wicked magic from Daishu's hands, and Tulagak's from forbidden lands. With slash and stab, magic and might, the valiant heroes ended the fight. Glittering gold lay in the lair, filling their pockets with much flair. Opened ancient cistern door, slithered serpents attacked in four. Gregor dove through the fray, arrows staking snakes to slay. Andromeda cleaved through slithery skin, Daishu is where the spells begin. Tulagak brought forth fiery oil, crate carried through with sweaty toil. More oil to burn the daemon's nest, no time for mortal heroes' rest. Fiendish tapestry, old god tomes, cedar box, vials and bones, gems like stars to their surprise, skeletal fiends with baleful eyes.
That is awesome.
That's great.
That's fantastic.
If it wouldn't fuck up the audio recording, we would give you an applause, but it'll just come back and forth. That's fucking great, Dave.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
That was great, Dave. Although I gotta say, I really felt like Gregor and Rolf had something going on there.
Totally.
Steve?
What's that?
Well, sorry, I missed what you said. What'd you say?
I was just saying. I also felt that Gregor, and Rolf had had some chemistry there.
Definitely. Okay, so guys, the total for each character tonight in XP is 1,005. However, remember that the rules for the Thule campaigns is that at first level you get double XP. So tonight, guys, everyone got 2,010 XP. If you have a prime requisite that is 16 or higher, remember you get plus 10% to that. So I believe Tulagak and Andromeda, do you guys ding-a-ling tonight?
You bet.
Amazing.
Nice. Now, let's check for everyone else.
What are you talking about for a prime requisite, Kev?
Let's see. You're a Runegraver, right? I think it's just Wisdom. Let me double check here for you. I think you unfortunately, the Runegraver is one of the more pricey XP ones. Like them and the Warlocks take for
the Warlock is
brutally
slow, but still a great class.
Oh, totally. Yeah. Prime requisite is where is it here?
I'm close. I'm at 22, over 2,200, and need 25. So that's pretty awesome.
Where is it here? Yeah, no, you're just on the cusp.
Yeah.
I cannot find this. Yeah.
Prime attribute: strength and wisdom.
Okay, so if your strength and wisdom.
Yeah, so 9 strength and wisdom 12.
Sorry, what was the XP total?
Well, those are the
requirements.
Requirements.
Right.
If
Yeah, you need to have a 16 in the stats to get 10%.
Right, that's right.
Okay, so Rolf, is your strength and wisdom 16?
No, my wisdom is 16. My strength is 14.
Okay, so you get just the flat XP, 2010, Jeff, plus whatever you got last.
Oh, wow.
Gregor, let's see what you're sitting at.
So I'm at 3,077.
Nice, which means you
Awesome.
are level 2. Welcome to level 2, guys.
Awesome.
Wait, I really need those hit points.
Yeah, so you get I'm doing hit points.
Totally.
You get half rounding down for your odd level for your even levels and half rounding up for the odd levels. So you'll get 2 points this level and 3 points plus your con modifier next level there, Tulagak.
I'm gonna copy.
I get 2 plus my con modifier of 0.
Yep.
So I get 2. I now have an amazing 6 hit points.
You will, I believe, learn a new spell as well.
That spell should be false hit points.
So Dave, so you know a rune graver needs 2,999, so 3,000 to hit level 2.
Okay.
A huntsman needs 2,250 to hit level 2.
Oh, so close.
Yeah, it's actually pretty close. That is pretty fucking cool. Great.
That's awesome.
Okay,
That's a lot of XP for one session, I will say.
it is like you guys with and most of that stuff is from loot too.
Oh yeah, we found some sweet loot.
Yeah, totally.
Okay, so I'm gonna get out of the thing here and we'll make with the outro, guys. Exit game, and then I'll get my camera going again. Stop sharing. Boom. Thanks so much for joining us for session or part 2 of our Rats in the Walls. And I held it up before when it was tiny, but it's worth holding up when I got the full screen. So this is the module we're playing through right now. It's one of the 3 adventures in here. Yeah, 3 adventures that are in this this guy here. As always, if you have any comments, questions, or concerns regarding the game or the session or whatever, please don't hesitate to leave a comment in the comment section below, and I will endeavor to reply in a timely fashion. You can also reach me by email at dungeonmusings@gmail.com, or you can find me on Twitter at dungeonmusings. In addition, you may notice that there is a link in the description of the video. Well, there's a couple links in there. One of them is to Northwind Adventures and to DriveThru RPG, where you can buy physical or digital copies of Astonishing Swordsmen and Sorcerers of Hyperborea. If you dug what you saw tonight, you can find all of these, all the rules for this available there. There's also a link through to something called Heroes Save Villages. And Heroes Save Villages is the charity fundraising campaign that we run on the channel. It benefits a charity called SOS Children's Villages International, which is a really terrific charity, active. I suddenly became British, active in about 134 different countries. It benefits about 80,000 children who are orphaned or abandoned and living in really terrible circumstances. And it gives them an opportunity to live in a supportive and loving environment and to grow up and actually enjoy a childhood. The reason I mention this is because from now until July 1st, so about 6 weeks, we are running a charity raffle. For every $25 that you donate between now and then, your name gets entered once into the raffle. And the prizes we have available for the raffle include such things as, well, the grand prize is a platinum edition of the Waterdeep Dragon Heist box set. This is something that came out from Beetle and Grimm. That's Matt Lillard's company that makes these deluxe editions of role-playing adventures. It came out as their first product. It's not available anymore. It's $500 US when it was brand new. You can have it potentially or win it as the grand prize for a $25 donation. You can find it. There's a link through to the video that has the unboxing for that as well to see all the cool stuff that's in there. But in addition to that, there's a bunch of other lesser prizes as well, which include the core rulebooks for the brand new RuneQuest Glorantha, the core rulebook for the brand new Fantasy Flight Legend of the Five Rings game, core rulebooks for the new Delta Green role-playing game, both of them. We've had Cubicle 7 very generously donate a copy of the Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay 4th edition, available as a prize. We've got some very cool prizes that we got from Pelgrane Press, including PDF copies of the Knights Black Agents role-playing game, the Mutant City Blues 2nd edition. We've also had Modifius donate complete PDF libraries for their Conan 2D20 and Star Trek Adventures game. We've had Paizo donate a starter set for the Starfinder role-playing game, and we've had we haven't got confirmation yet, but Matt Lillard last week was very generously offered to provide a copy of the Sinister. What is it? The Sinister
Secret of Saltmarsh.
What is it?
Sinister Secret of Ghost of Saltmarsh. That's right.
Sinister. Oh yeah, the Sinister edition of this. It's basically the deluxe version of the newest D&D adventure that'll be coming out too. So it's not quite as big, but as the Platinum Edition one, but it looks pretty fucking cool. They just actually they revealed what's in it at the D&D live stream tonight too, and it looks pretty dope. So there's a bunch of there's also a bunch of other smaller prizes that are available as well, including, and I need to fucking contact him this weekend, but Del Tiegler, one of the guys who did the art for the interior of Astonishing Swordsmen and Sorcerers of Hyperborea, he's offered to donate original art from the book for it too. So there's some really great stuff that's available. Awesome. If any of this does interest you, again, you can go through every $25 you donate gets your name entered once, and any money that is donated goes towards helping goes to benefit the children who benefit from SOS Children's Villages International services. So if you enjoy the content on the channel, if you are in a position to be able to donate, I'd ask you to consider clicking through and giving your chance, giving yourself an opportunity to win one of these very, very cool prizes. Last but not least, I want to thank my players, especially for the guys who bombed in the last second. So Jeff and Greg were stuck with us, but Jeff and Greg, thank you so much for making the time to play tonight. And Dave, George, and Steve, thank you so much for jumping in the last minutes to come play tonight too. This was a lot of fun. This is one of those games that really does, it plays well with a small group as well, but it really does shine with a lot of players because it moves so quickly. So thank everybody for playing tonight. I had a ton of fun running this for you.
Same here. It was super fun.
Awesome.
Thanks, Jeff.
So then, until next time, for those listening at home, again, thanks so much for watching. And until we see you again, happy gaming.